Hey, the movie started. Sorry, just trying to get the hang of this thing because I signed up for the better version of StreamYards. So, yay for that. All right, so I'm going to try to be doing a little podcast thingy tonight. In case you guys are unfamiliar with the Your 15 Minutes Nerdcast, basically, hold on, I got to move this over here. Assuming you guys can hear me okay. Basically, as it goes, it's like a normal Nerdcast, except you guys can come hang out. But it's only for 15 minutes, and then you got to go. So whatever you want to talk about for 15 minutes, once the timer goes off, then you are gone. So it's kind of fun. It's worked out before. It brings out some interesting stuff. I see a Facebook like. So I'm streaming to both main YouTubes and to the other thing. Right, answering a message. So, and sending out invites. So, also, guys, if you want to join in on the stream, by all means, hit me up via the SHOKY Facebook, and I can send you a link. Several of you have joined in before. Likely, I will have Jerry join in if you can. I'm trying to get somebody I have not talked to in quite some time on. Give me just a second. Let's see here. Having to multitask by quite a lot. If only I could have the chat up over here. Can I do that? I might be able to do that. I don't know. I don't know if I can have that many things going at the same time. But either way, so going to give it some time. Also going to be showing off some stuff that I got as it goes. So for those who, I guess I haven't started posting them yet, but I've gotten into the newer Transformers stuff, so reviews of those are coming. I've been filming and editing like a mad person. So along with all the new hunting, I did pick up something for Rodimus 13. One of these new, whatever they're called, fossilizers, I guess. So this is pretty cool. Paleo Trex, I guess. T-Rex, Paleo T-Rex. So that's a fossilizer. I picked that up for him. I've been picking up stuff for him. He actually has a new Optimus Primal over here that's for him that I will be reviewing and then sending his way. Mr. Aguilar, what's up, buddy? Jerry, if you want to join in, if you're available, by all means, hit me up. I'll send you the link. Same thing for you, Eric, if you want to come in. And once again, it's not for hours on end. It is for 15 minutes, and then boop, you go away. It's all good. Also, I got back into reading comics recently because apparently Batman White Knight has a whole new series going on with the Harley Quinn series. So this is a sequel to Curse of the White Knight, and this is issue 4, book 4. So this is a very interesting story they've got going on here. Who is messaging me now? That is the Jerry. Okay. Sending Jerry the link. Okay. Eric, I was actually going to you're watching Tokyo Drift with the missus. Hello. I was actually going to message you earlier today, see what's going on with you, because I hadn't talked to you in like 2 weeks. Actually, I don't think I've talked to you since we did the live stream. Hope everything's good in Eric land, as it were. Give me just a second. I believe it's that. Is it the right invite? Sorry. It's one of those ones where it's like multitasking, all kinds of things. So I did pay for the better StreamYard thingy. Who do we got here? We have a Jerry in the wings here. So he's first. She says hi. Hi. Give me just a second there, Jerry. I know you can hear me waiting in the wings, so wave your hand across the screen when you hear me. There we go. I see a thumbs up. Okay. So I guess you're here first, so I'll let you in for now. There we go. And look, I even got a cool background.
Oh, nice.
As you guys saw, the intro actually rolled, and all of which via StreamYards. Eventually, I hope to get an overlay. I got to make a custom overlay. So, because you're first on, you don't have the exact time limit just yet, Jerry. But once we have somebody else in the wings, then we'll go ahead and hit the clock.
All right. Gives me a little bit to think about.
Yeah. So, guys, if you have not joined the Shoky Discord, which is linked down below, Jerry basically does all of the hard work over there. But it's pretty fun. We've got a few new people over there recently. All kinds of topics, not just for Gunpla nerds, not just Transformers, but all kinds of stuff. So it's fun. What you got going there? I saw you making custom weapons, Jerry.
Yeah. Honestly, just working on a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
So turns out if you take the backpack from the Reborns and shove it in the Sinanju backpack, kind of looks like the High News backpack.
Sure.
No, so I got pulled into the Side 6 event on Facebook by some friends. And basically they're just like doing adventure class type build. So that's what I've been working on the last couple weeks.
No, okay. I was wondering what you were doing. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera. Even though it's not set on auto anything, my white balance keeps changing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's something stupid in there. So it is what it is. All right. Also, I did have other thing to show off real quick that I just got in, but because I don't have a whole lot of stuff coming in, I don't need to do it in the kitchen video. So I did get a fun thing in the other day. Hold on, let me make myself big. For those who know what this is,
Ooh.
are aware of Tekkaman, or Technoman, as we got here in the States. So, Tekkaman Blade. So, it's actually a Ryobot, Sentinel, 1,000 toys, all lumped in together. So it's in the same vein as the Ronin Warriors that I'm currently into. But BBTS got it into stock, and I'm like, I can't miss this. This was one of my favorite series, one of my favorite early animes that I got into. And
nice.
It's just freaking cool. So I need a knife. I need a knife, Jerry.
Well.
Yeah, just hand it to the screen. There we go.
All right. Let me just reach down right here and just hand you one through the screen.
There we go. We got to time that better. If I didn't already have the one in my hand, we could have actually made that work. That would have been funny. So I did post the link in the Discord, so hopefully somebody might join in.
I cannot
or
wait.
Just we might get random weirdo. Who knows? It'll probably be Herb. It'll be Herb.
Oh, that's yeah, you said you were getting an airbrush recently, right?
I did get the airbrush. I did get the one I was after. So it is in the living room. It has not been used in any way, shape, or form. It's just there. Okay. Why is there tape? What the heck? It's like it's taped inside the box. That doesn't make sense. What is going on here? Yeah, there's legit tape. I don't know how they did this. So there's tape running into the bottom of the box by accident. I don't think it was meant to do that. I think it rolled over, and it taped itself to the inside of the box. That's funny. I've never seen that happen. Okay. I will say that this clamshell does not feel good, as it were.
Like thin or brittle?
Thin, yeah. Like the let's see, I've got the Master Chief as well. That felt slightly more substantial. Once again, it's weird because like it's. Well, so which way is up? Okay, so that's the instructions. No, display base. I didn't know it had a display base. That's kind of cool. So are you familiar with Techno Man or Tekka Man?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. It's
But
actually pretty cool.
The design looks pretty awesome.
It's very very Toku in a way. So, you know, he's got the ability to transform. You know, he's like a normal-ish human, and then he transforms into this.
Okay, nice.
Okay, there's his hands. Oh, that's interesting. He comes with different crests for his forehead. I guess, I think he had an attack mode, if I remember correctly. So, like, he's got swords that, like, break down and have basically, like, funnels. And they're also twin blade swords. I don't have a good way to show it. The Mona Lisa broken. What are you talking about, Eric? I don't want to lose anything. That's the problem. There's a lot of small parts here. Come on. Come on, buddy. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's so weird because he doesn't have his head crest. And yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Look at this guy.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot more. It's a lot more red than how it looks on the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, the promo pictures make it look very orange.
Oh, a little like drop down hip action there.
Yeah,
nice.
And
then he's got these attack dealies in his shoulders. I'll have to look at the instructions and see. Yeah, it's very Gundam-esque in a lot of ways. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a cool series. I never did see all of it. Apparently it kept going for quite some time. Yeah.
How are you watching WandaVision at all?
Yes.
Okay, without saying too much. This week's episode was it was something from start to finish.
Yeah. Yes, it was. That is a good way to put it. I wonder what this piece does. Here's a nice, cool piece. Okay, Cube View. What's going on? I'm just opening up my new figure / toy here and checking it out. It's definitely not packed very well. Problem is, there's like a lot of small stuff. I will say the good thing is he doesn't come with a buttload of hands. He's only got a handful. I just want to be careful. I don't want to lose anything. So he's got a couple small bits there. I know they go on the side of the head. It's pretty neat looking, though. I'm glad he comes with a display span because he gets some very dynamic poses for sure. All right. So let's look into that just real quick. I don't want to mess anything else up. Set this aside because it cost money. It costed money. I did also put in an order for a thing yesterday, another rather large robot that I was on the fence about getting, and then when I found that it came into stock, I was like, yeah, I better buy that.
Is it the I will take that as a yes.
I'm not giving any hints, but it's a large robot. So let's see here. Instruction on this. Okay, so let's get things underway here. Hold on. I have a message. I have to reply to this message, Jerry.
All right.
Distract the people. Show them shiny objects.
Hold on. I think I legitimately have a drawer of just shiny objects around. Yeah, here we go. So, there's my drawer of Transformers gubbins. It's got a...
What did you say? Transformers what?
Transformers gubbins.
Gubbins.
We got I think, Prowl's hit cannons. No, not Prowl. Ravage.
I hear somebody booped in. Hold on. Oh, it's a Doodog. Or a Doodog booped in. All right. So let me pop him in just real quick, and then we'll get started. So we can.
All right.
And then we'll actually start it the way it's supposed to roll. Mr. Doodog,
What's up? What's up?
What up, my brother?
Been a long time, brother.
It has. That's why I'm going to prioritize you. All right, Jerry, you're going to go wait in the wings.
Sounds good.
All right. So the one cool thing about this system is that I can actually, like, whoever's waiting in the wings can't be heard, but they can hear. So it's actually pretty neat.
That is cool.
Yeah, StreamYard is a pretty interesting thing, especially when you pay for it. Now, mind you, it's pricey, but you get some cool advantages.
Yeah, I've only been on the free versions, but
yeah.
I heard it does have some awesome things if you pay for it. So
yeah, it's almost got OBS functionality.
This ain't gonna offend you, is it? Like,
not me. I find it amusing. Like, that's a very funny shirt in my mind.
I mean, right? No matter what side. I mean, come on, man. That's an awesome shirt. I mean,
in theory.
Anyway. Yeah, you know.
I'm not sure your headset's entirely plugged in.
All right, let me try this.
Yeah, because you moved further away and I couldn't hear you as well, so I might just be getting your phone or tablet instead.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2 3.
There we go. That's better.
Better. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Sweet.
Cool. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was reading comments over here. Worm85 wants to know favorite master grade. Loves my reviews. My favorite master grade is I don't know, to be totally honest. I'm just gonna go with Age 1 normal. That's probably my favorite, just because it's easy and very well done. That's just off the top of my head. All right, so Mr. Doodog, if you're unfamiliar with this funny little format I do here, you've been on my long form one-on-one podcast. You were actually the #1. You were the first person for the Shoky Nerdcast one-on-one interview, like almost 3 years ago, if I remember correctly.
Time flies, brother.
Yeah, and it really does. And so this is a much shorter form version. That's why I call it your 15 minutes. So somebody gets to come on, and you literally have 15 minutes from when I hit the timer, and we can talk about whatever you want for 15 minutes. And when that timer's up, you get booted.
Sounds amazing.
That way, nobody have to like log in and have to stick around for 2.5 hours if they don't want to.
Right.
Plus, it gives.
I agree. That's a great idea. I mean,
yeah. And I've only done a few of these, and most of the time they don't work out too well. I got a Rodimus 13 now waiting in the wings. What's up, buddy? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and roll over. If you have something in mind right now that you want to chit-chat about, lock it in. And then go. Okay.
You just let me know when the official start time or whatever.
Yes. So the one thing that sucks about this, I can do window capture. So if I do this, I guess it helps if I hit the button. If I do this, we get the big thing for the timer, but that's no fun. So I'll take that off in just a second. So in 3, 2, 1, start. And then we'll pop back over here so we can see what's up. Yeah. And the cool thing is it's loud enough that you will hear it when it's off. But I will give you a 2-minute warning as well. So what you got, Mr. Doodog? How are you been?
First of all, been doing absolutely amazing. And I just want to say I'm humbled and very thankful for you sending me a request to join you tonight. It's been a while, like you said, a few years. A little bit too long. But for those of y'all that didn't see it or didn't even know it existed, man, it's like a 2-hour live stream with just me and him. You probably won't watch all of it, but you know.
It's no, watch all of it because it is actually great.
It is. And so,
we go over toys, we go over religion, we go over beefs in the community and harassment. It's actually, we go into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. And, you know, of course, now 3 years later, some of it's kind of irrelevant, but, you know, whatever.
Is it? But is it?
Or was it prophetic? I don't know. But
I don't know, but I see something special in your hand there.
I just wanted to, I wanted to say this for you guys, Mr. Shoky. I know whether you know me or not, we're here. He's the main host. He's the main man on his channel. So I wanted to say this. I have never opened this Mezco exclusive box set. So I thought, hey, you know what? Let's just check it out with y'all tonight real quick. I know I've only got a few minutes, but number one, if you've never heard of Mezco, it's a higher end line of action figures. They are 1/12 scale, 1/12 scale, which is amazing because most people collect, Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, all that jazz. So this will fit pretty much into that. The thing that separates them, though, is there again. If y'all don't know this, you may say, "Well, crap, this is boring." I already know. It's all soft. It's all soft goods. So I'm not going to go over everything. I just want to show you.
This is a very cool set. This is a super cool set, and I'm jealous because I wanted this set.
Well, there you go. And guys, ladies and gentlemen, I did not know that. I did not talk to Shooky beforehand.
I've never, I have no Mezcos, but that was the first one that I really, especially when they showed Popeye. And then, if you don't know, Crashbox Customs did the dock setup for them, and you could buy the whole dock to display them on.
That's exactly right. He did do that. Very talented guy too. But yeah, he did do the diorama, and it's really, really, really awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, to be honest with y'all, I had the first Popeye from a couple years ago, their first release. So obviously I wasn't really gunning for that, but it comes in a 2-pack, and you got to have this man right here, which is absolutely incredible. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all real quick. Like I said, it wasn't nothing crazy. Which jacket does Popeye come with? Does he come with the navy button down, or does he come with the other one? Yeah, he's got the navy right here.
Okay. Well, I mean, does it come with like the heavy raincoat?
Yeah,
because there's some cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There again, I don't even know what's in the box. So there you go.
There you go. Raincoat, yeah.
Yep. Looks like he's got what else he got in here, man?
Why have they never done an olive oil?
I don't know, but I'll tell you, Mezco kind of sucks at the female figure, so I don't know, man.
Well, no much worse than Storm.
Hey, he's even got the pea coat. Look at that. He's got 2 jackets.
That's what I was asking. If he had the pea coat. Yeah.
Cool.
Raincoat, pea coat. Yeah.
No,
it's a very cool set. It's a somewhat realistic cartoon version. And that's a very, very neat set. And guys, if you're sending me messages on Facebook, there's an obvious reason I'm not checking it right now. So I'm getting messages. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Oh, another thing I've been kind of diving into. I mean, all these years of collecting, man, you kind of get burned out on like Marvel Legends. There's just so many, dude. Like just hundreds and hundreds. And they just release them by the way. I'll be honest, after doing this about 8 years, it kind of got burned out. So I wanted to go toward the higher end collectibles, which is the Mezco and obviously Storm collectibles. I don't know if you've seen these guys, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how cool just skeletons are. But
yeah, they are. They're very cool. And as somebody who was a Golden Axe fan, like more so than the Mortal Kombat stuff, I really kind of wanted to get into the Golden Axe stuff. But then I'm just like, I already have to collect too much. And if you're not going to build a really cool diorama with all of them, like especially when you got the creatures to ride on.
Yeah.
By the way, have they done the dwarf dude yet? Or
not
no?
Yet, man. Not
okay,
yet.
So they're still fairly limited on that, from what I recall.
Yeah, actually, the only thing they have is these and the I forgot his name. I played the game too, but the blind
sword
guy.
Yeah, the sword guy.
Dragon.
Yeah. But that was a special edition with the dragon, right? Like you could get that was like a one. I think that might have been BBTS or PX.
No, actually, it actually was a regular release. Yeah, so it was a box set. Yeah, I thought it'd be deluxe also, but you could get it on Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, and it looks cool, but like a lot of people talk a lot of trash about Storm collectibles stuff over time, deteriorating joints and things like that. But that's mostly Mortal Kombat stuff, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's usually their costumes. Some reason they made them super thin, and I have no idea why. And they will like it's almost like a rubber band. You know how if you mess with a rubber band, it'll kind of deteriorate. I don't know, but
that makes a lot of sense.
And those of y'all out there that love mixing lines, here's a great example of Todd McFarlane's new Skull Cycle.
Bat Cycle. Yeah,
man, with the little, Golden Axe guy on it. But anyway.
I saw that bike in store the other day, and I'm like, I don't need this, but it's super cool. And
go ahead.
Okay, so if you follow that story at all, like later on they need to do a little bit more with that Batman, because he doesn't just necessarily stay as he is when you find out the secret of that Batman. But I know that Batman figure is out, and they don't sell it with the motorcycle for reasons.
You know, I think you've been collecting long enough to know they do weird things, man. Some things don't make any sense at all. And then some things are like genius. Some things are genius. It's like, wow, this is amazing. And then stuff like that, it's like, why you got the bite without Batman? It's like, what the?
Well, because that would be what, like a $55 2-pack kind of, or $50 2-packs, $25. Okay, now here's something that annoys me about collecting currently. So, NECA, let's see back here. You see all my NECA movie turtle stuff back here behind me? So they're releasing the 2-packs of figures now, just to be annoying, apparently. And so the latest is the Shredder and Splinter 2-pack,
right?
Which is great, except I already have those figures, so I don't need to buy the 2-pack. But the way they screw you, there's accessories that are only available in the 2-packs. The 2-pack has the melted crappy pizza that lays on Splinter's head and Splinter's slippers that do not exist in the standard release.
See, now I'm ticked off because I purposely left that 2-pack at Walmart because I thought the same thing you said. I was like, well, I've already got them. But after you just told me you got this little pizza and the slippers, see, now
But see, that's why I'm so annoyed. I was like, if I was building multiple dioramas or something like that, that would make sense. I needed the turtle 2-packs, and I never saw them. I've seen all the rest so far. I've seen the, Casey, Raph, the Foot Soldiers, now Splinter. But I needed the turtle 2-pack so I could have the movie 2 set up.
Right,
so I got a movie 1 shelf, and I need a movie 2 shelf. And I got Toka and Razar over there waiting to be
incredible set, man.
Those are insanely good.
I'm so glad I got those, man. Ooh.
Yeah, little teaser for those who will see the review eventually. Mine had a really messed up knee joint, and it took a lot of heat and some digging with a flathead screwdriver to get the knee to release.
Okay, I haven't opened mine yet, but hey, speaking of NECA Turtles, there again, I want to give you a big shout out because I haven't reviewed these yet either. But thank you, sir, very, very much for these right here. People.
Dude, man. I am jealous. I kind of wish I had grabbed those for myself after I saw your review.
Bro,
they were so cool.
Man, people can laugh all they want, but these things are freaking awesome. I'm not even going to apologize. These are awesome. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, because I bought them for you and Nate, and I didn't get them for myself.
That, ladies and gentlemen, that's a true collector friend. That's the friend. That buys them for everybody else, not his own stuff. That's selfless, man. Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
They're on the shelf dedicated to you, even though you don't have them. But there you go.
There you go. They're putting on a private concert just for me.
Absolutely. So get
back in your shells.
Thank you, sir, for that set.
Yeah. Well, you and I basically, other than through, I don't even, might have been the Syndicate or one of the other Facebook groups. I forgot exactly how we met in the first place, but we got connected because you bought me a Silver Surfer because they weren't available here. And then literally 2 days before it got to me, they exploded on the shelf at every Walgreens. So,
but, hey, it's a gamble, dude. Like, I never saw these turtles here in Georgia. Now, you're talking to the man that finds everything retail. I find it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I never saw. Now I kept seeing the T-shirts.
The T-shirts, yes.
Man, they're like stacked deep. Even today, I saw some today. I'm like, nobody wants that crap. But I never saw.
Some people do.
Well, yeah,
Because I think it's a T-shirt. I think it's a lanyard or a behind or a backstage ticket, and then some other stuff. So it's interesting stuff, but it's nothing nobody needs.
Well, let's be honest. It should have been in that box with it, though. Like,
for like an extra $20, make it a full thing.
Yeah.
But that way you had to walk out with 2 big, ridiculous boxes. Because you know how big that box
They were huge.
That was huge. And I had to walk out of there with 2 of those. And then I hooked up Bobby's Skullface with some of the animated stuff before because they weren't available in his area. I got him the Triceraton and Robot 2-pack.
Oh, yeah. Robbie or Roby, I don't know.
Yes, something like that, yeah. But I have one thing I've not seen is Krang, and a lot of people have seen it everywhere, and I have yet to see the Krang here. So it's funny how distribution works. Sometimes we'll get slammed with the good stuff, and other people will get nothing.
I don't get it.
And then other times you can't find the same stuff. Well, like I swear, there's Transformers that completely skipped shelves here, and they're on to the next wave already on the shelf.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's like that Walgreens, like you said, the Silver Surfer. Dude, they were stacked deep here in Georgia. I mean,
and that was
before you got them. I mean,
yeah, and that was pre-COVID, where we knew distribution would be screwed up. This was just like random Hasbro distributors putting stuff out earlier, later, whatever. And we're not even going to talk about the GI Joe fiasco.
Oh Lord, no.
Haven't seen any of the new stuff whatsoever.
Speaking of Joe's,
yeah,
I can only. It sucks that somebody like me and you. That I'm not saying. Obviously, I ain't saying we're rich, but I'm saying we can go in Target and buy a Viper. Not if you don't see them.
No, yeah, they don't exist. And I've heard story after story where it shows clearly they're there. They have however many online and in store, and they're like, well, we don't have them. You know,
like, thank you.
Yeah. Well, one thing that seems to be something that doesn't calculate on the website is that if somebody puts in a web order that's going to ship from the store, it still counts as in stock until they send it.
Right. I didn't know all that.
Yeah. It could just be that it's jacked up in that particular manner. So,
well, that goes into, of course, I know we ain't got enough time to go into this, but
you have
2-minute
warning.
2-minute warning right here.
Yep.
Speaking of all that, maybe we can finish it one day or something. But
yes,
man,
of course.
Listen, the whole deal where people walking out with like the whole cake, you know what I mean? There again, it is America. You can do that, but it's like, can I just get what?
Can I just get the one?
Just one. Just one.
Yeah.
I don't need 8, but
yeah. No, there's those people who will do that. I was like, dude, if you needed that, go purchase a case from a retailer. Like, just buy the case outright. Don't clear the shelves. You know, there's plenty of online retailers. They just sell the stuff by the case, and you can just get that stuff, and it'll come to your door. You don't have to go and ruin the stock in a store somewhere. You know, occasionally you can do that from Nate Simmons.
When Baroness came out, never seen her, and then
never seen it.
Random Sunday morning before church, I'm like, let me run in here, Target, and dudes walking out with 2, and that was all they had inside. Dudes
the only 2 they had.
Past me, and I'm just like, another collector, right? And I'm just like, bruh.
That's when you tackle him in the parking lot. Yeah. I've yet to see Baroness, period, except for the 3 3/4. I've seen the 3 3/4 Baroness, but like the new Black Series stuff, I already had a bunch on pre-order from BBTS, and then I'm sitting here waiting until they hit the stores, and then they hit the stores, and I'm like, it's cheaper at Walmart to grab them off the shelf and then cancel my pre-orders.
I've done it.
Yeah,
well,
but
I appreciate you.
Yep. Hold on, the bell will go off. You got less than 30 seconds, so if you need to plug anything, by all means.
Well, just wanted to let everybody know, if y'all have Instagram, you can follow me at Dewdog Reviews, DEWDAWG Reviews. You can also find me, obviously, on YouTube. I don't do a whole lot on YouTube as much as I used to, but Instagram, it's like daily. If you want to see Instagram stories, shenanigans, and, of course, action figures, that's definitely the place to follow me on there. So, appreciate you, sir. Thank you for hooking me up with the Turtles. Thank you for allowing me to be on your channel tonight, and I highly appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, buddy. You have a good night.
Yes, sir.
All right. Jerry.
What's up?
Did Jerry mute?
Yeah, I had myself on mute.
Hold on. I'm gonna double this up now. Oh yeah, Dewdog, you can remove yourself if you want to and just go do the normal stream. There you go. Yeah, just hit the little button and it'll have you leave. All right. There we go. So he doesn't have to sit there in the background. Let me make sure. Okay. Got other people who wanted to join in as well. I'm going to pop in Rodimus real quick. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Hear me?
Yeah, okay, I think there's a slight delay when I click on you.
Because like the screen is like frozen right now. I may actually need to like leave and pop back on or something. Because
okay, well go do that and I'll have Jerry talk.
Sorry.
All right, Jerry, you're on the clock in 3, 2. Hold on, I forgot to reset. 1. There we go. Well, I had it on auto reset. All right, so what you got, Jerry? What do you want to talk about?
All right, so last time I was on, I talked to people about, keeping themselves safe, staying in, like doing online meetups and ways they could do that. Now I want to talk to people about burnout.
Yes.
So we've been doing, like locally, we've been doing digital meetups for going on a year now. And I know with the hobby, you know, some people love it more for the social aspect. Some people like it because it's relaxing. Mm-hmm. But everybody at some point faces burnout with, you know, maybe they find a project they love working on, but it just starts to drag on, or maybe they hate the project they're working on and it's affecting like how they feel about the hobby in general.
Yeah.
It's
that has happened.
Yeah, I mean, everybody faces it at some point, but you know, not everybody's gonna react to it the same way.
No, so, I deal with it once a year post double October.
Oh yeah, understandable at that point.
Yeah, double October. So I do want to say hi to JJ Prime. He said hi a long time ago in the chat. And we got Jim, we got Hita, not a whole lot of people on him. Ben Griffith says America is the worst country in the world. Thanks for that. It's a bit of a mess. We all definitely say that. Also, thanks to Dog for coming and hanging out. That was fun. Definitely have to get on and talk with him more often. So, so are you talking about just building burnout? Or are you talking like creative burnout, like on the YouTube side?
Well, just burnout in general. I mean, doesn't matter the hobby, doesn't matter what people are doing. Like, if people don't pace themselves, like everyone's gonna end up facing burnout, whether it's like what you do for a living or hell, even just trying to relax. Because I know, like with me, I always have something on in the background, and like sometimes it just gets to the point where I can't stand what I'm listening to anymore, and I have to find something different. And especially with, you know, the hobby, how it is, you know, some people like to do it to keep active and, you know, keep themselves busy, especially nowadays with how things are going. But, you know, and it's kind of counterintuitive to what I'm about to say, but sometimes, you know, if you're facing burnout, it's okay to stop or hold on a project. Maybe try something new.
Yeah.
And get some fresh air, you know, take a breath and come back to it next week, come back to it in a month, come back to it in a year. But, you know, people need to understand that it's okay to, you know, step back and look at things differently if stuff is starting to affect you negatively.
Yeah, I run into that too. What's funny is I'll run into project burnout. That actually sounds like a game. But anyways, like, so, you know, I started that custom build last year near the end of the year, and I was doing that post double October. And my intention was to get it done by the end of the year. And then I had to stop just to get some more builds done for normal stuff. And I have yet to pick up the nippers, so to speak, for that project. It's actually still sitting over there in its multiple boxes of parts. So I need to get back to that, but I also need to get back to building for regular reviewing. So that also becomes not just burnout for a singular thing, but like you're like starting moving your burnout. Like, okay, I got tired of building a whole bunch of stuff all at once, so I did a much slower project. Now I'm burned out on a slow project. Now I need to sort of get back to building a lot of stuff. I actually have set aside the next 2 kits over there to do unboxings probably tomorrow. So we'll have a Master Grade Monday coming up fairly soon.
Nice.
Lindell Rodriguez, what's going on? But dude, on this end, like, there's times where I've literally gotten burned out on editing, and I've just straight uploaded videos without bothering to edit. Because I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm tired. I don't want to spend 20 minutes editing, 40 minutes waiting for it to output, and then another 30 for it to upload. I'll just upload it straight from my phone and just make it live. I don't even care. And it happens. But that's one reason why I started doing multiple things instead of focusing entirely on one. So like early on, I did just small stuff on my channel, you know, like little stuff I was picking up from Hastings whenever going out of business, you know, little nerdy things. And then I started reviewing all my Gunpla, and then the way I kept from getting too bored was intermixing nerd content, action figures or other fun things, which almost nobody watched, and I don't blame them. But then that grew to the point that I had to make a whole second channel to absorb that other half of that content because I couldn't put out enough. I didn't have enough days in a week to put out the content I was producing, So if I've got 4 days of gunplay or 6 days of action figures and collectibles, and I don't want them overlapping because at some point it just kills the algorithm when you have too much going on. So divert. And now I've got 2 separate channels, and then now I've got a third channel with my completely other interests. So it's like I got to make stuff for this channel. I got to make stuff for this channel, and I've been making a whole lot of action figures and Transformers content. So now I need to get back to Gunpla and focus on that for a little while because the other stuff is getting a little bit tiresome, even though it's fun. And I'm sure, Doodog's a creator as well. I'm sure he's run into those issues at some point. But he's not making as many videos as he used to. But the ones he does do, I enjoy his Coffee and Figs little series where he'll get a brand new figure, go sit down in his local Starbucks, and then talk about both things, almost like a little personal podcast. It's really kind of fun. Very different speed, as it were,
Nice.
Sometimes you gotta just slow down and do something different just to break the monotony, like you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's everybody faces it differently. It's what works for you, what works for me could only exacerbate things for some people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the important thing, especially when it comes to burnout, is just finding what can help you relax. Because I was saying how sometimes I'm working on stuff, listening to things in the background. Honestly, it could exacerbate what's going on with how I'm feeling if, say, what I'm listening to or trying to do to relax just eats at it and pushes more. But it's there's no right way to go about it, but there's no wrong way to go about it. Just whatever you can do to find how you can relax is what people should do.
True. That's very very true. Speaking of being able to slow down and relax, has your work calmed down?
Oh yeah, no. So just quick side note. New Year's, that was insane. Just quick recap. Coworker got rushed to the hospital. I ended up having to work a shift and a half. The person coming to relieve me for that shift witnessed somebody jumping out of their car on the freeway.
Yep.
And while I was waiting for all that, I was staring out the window to see a truck pull into the parking lot, pop open their hood, the hood erupt into flames. Now, this must have been a regular thing for them because they had a bucket with them. They threw it on the hood, closed the hood, and drove away. And I was like, okay, they had that planned already.
You just hit the chaos jackpot. It was okay, I think this is the end of the times now. I think I just literally hit everything that signals the apocalypse in the last 10 minutes.
But no,
there might be a 6-headed dragon coming out of the sea sometime soon.
Oh, I think if that was the case, I would have been done 5 minutes after that. I'm where I work is a 10-minute drive. Not even 10 minute, with traffic, 10 minutes from the bay.
Yeah.
But no,
Thomas,
thankfully.
What are you doing? I started watching Thomas's camera. I'm like, what is he even doing? It looks like he's cleaning up or he lost a part. Hold on. What was that?
I'm cleaning up while I was waiting for stuff going on. So I'm listening to you guys talk. It's my set is right in front of me. So it's covered in stuff because I'm working on a project. I was like, nope, if I have to stare at this much longer and not do anything, it's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to do something since the camera's not on. Of course, now the camera's on me.
Okay, well, now it's not. Okay. I just had to know. I just had to know what he was doing because I was like, what is, because he's flashing on camera. I was like, what is he doing? Bending over a lot.
But no, thankfully things have slowed down and I've not.
I hope you got a good paycheck out of that.
It was pretty okay.
It was pretty okay. That's just great. Okay, let's see what's up. Dog is tagging me in things. That's cool. If aliens come down looking for pilots, give them my address. Okay, Jim. That's funny. So we got people actually watching on YouTube's and on the Facebook, so that's pretty cool. And it's funny when I type in if I type in a message, it goes to all three, and I see all three messages in the chat. This is weird. I almost went into the Plastic Cannibals group too, just to get some of those guys like latched in, which would have been fun. I'm hoping to go long enough that I pick up some of these other guys who were saying they might want to join in. I was trying to see if JJ wanted to join in, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, so 4 minutes. Quick. New topic, Jerry.
So
you have any questions?
Stocks. How have you been?
The same. Like there's not a lot going on. I started working out again, so my arms and chest are a little bit sore, but hopefully that means that the moobs will go away a little bit. So just trying to do a little bit more of that and get my. I don't even know that I technically weigh a lot more, but I'm fatter than I was in like September last year. So like when it's the irony that meaning that I was working harder at Christmas time meant I put on more weight because I wasn't working out. It's like actually working harder at work caused me to put on weight because I was no longer working out on my off time.
Oh, so I do have a question for you though. So if you're going to be airbrushing, are you going to pre-mix your paints or just mix when you need?
I don't know. There's so many that come pre-mixed nowadays, ready to go. I'm lazy enough that I'll probably go entirely for that. Just because I'm that lazy and I want to do as little work as possible. I want to put paint on the thing, clean out, airbrush, and be done with my day. If I can.
No,
obviously there will be shaking of the bottles. But like I don't know. I have one airbrush paint currently, and I assume it's still good. I haven't popped it open in a while. So I just need to grab some spare plastic that I've got laying around and just see what I can do, play around with the settings and whatnot.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, if you need a link, I recently just bought like a nail polish shaker. Because I was looking up and they do sell a hobby paint shaker, but it's like plastic welded shut, and it's essentially just this like same cheap Chinese nail polish shaker for like half the price.
I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah, but that and then like these little PET bottles, great.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm down for as it is, rather than using the little jars that I have for other stuff. But then again, once again, I might be lazy and just say, I'll get thinner and leveler and stuff like that down the line. But, I mean, it's not like I'm going to stop doing what I normally do with spray cans. But if I have something I'd rather use airbrush on, then I'll do that. Like there's certain builds that I 100% want to use airbrush exclusively for. Plus there's builds I want to do. I've been really looking at 3D printers, but I have nowhere to put one. But we're also looking at moving, so I might have a workshop when we move. We'll see what happens. Too many things are in the air to make any permanent decisions in regarding to more equipment. But we have to move because screw this place. We cannot do another year here. We're just so over it. Okay, less than a minute. Cool.
Understandable.
Yes.
But now that's.
Hold on, we have a question, and since you talked about it the other day, we'll bring that up there. If you can read that.
Honestly, I have not seen the Funko. All the pictures I've seen have been just like the full scale action figure from Toy Fair a couple months back, and even then, they don't even show the head.
Not up close, no. But I've seen very small images of the Funko, and I don't want to know much more about that. I'm annoyed that it was spoiled, but I'm excited that it's a thing.
I will say the trailer.
The trailer is so freaking hype.
It does a really good job at hiding things.
No, it doesn't. Oh. Bye, Jerry.
All right, just check out Hanger Gamble on Instagram.
And Thomas is back.
I'm back. Hello, everyone.
Yes. So, because we have not talked about it much, just very briefly, because you've been waiting in the wings for so long before I start the timer. Godzilla trailer. Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. Did you watch it?
I have not watched it.
What?
I haven't seen the other Godzilla movie or Kong.
What? What are you doing with your life? What do you do?
I never had to see them.
I'm gonna smack you. Doesn't
If you
even
have
know.
DVD or Blu-ray, next time you're over, let me borrow them or something.
Dude, they're online. You can watch them on YouTube for like $3.
I may do that. I don't know.
Okay, no, here's the funny part is that like we're talking about it and it was really easy. Give me a second. Okay, so this is it's not the official. Would you go away? This is hold on. I'm gonna screen share it and you can watch it here. Gonna totally get copyrighted, but it is what it is.
Do a blind reaction from me.
Yes. Okay. So stop screen share. I have to re-screen share. Oh, I forgot. Jerry, you can go. You don't have to hang out. He's like, I'm gonna just sit here. It's fine. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it helps if I click the button. Okay.
You're not gonna get in trouble for this. Yeah.
Who cares? Hold on, got to skip ads. What? That was. I clicked on the thing that popped up. Hold on. The pop-up thing.
Okay. I'm not getting sound.
Give it a second. In theory, it should. Did y'all hear y'all heard the thingy when it went off, right? The alarm?
I didn't hear the beep either, no.
You never heard the alarm go off? Oh, that's weird. I heard it earlier when it worked. Well, if the sound doesn't work, that blows. Might have to click a button for that. Hold on. Let me... I might have to hit... I think there's a button for that. Hold on. Oh, I found the button. It says share audio. I forgot that there was a button that said that. Okay, so we're in full screen to the best part.
No, not yet.
Oh.
This is our only chance.
There we go. There we go.
That was worth it.
And now my screen's frozen.
Well, it's because I had to do the thing. Also, we have a new person waiting in the wing. Hi. I know you can't respond, but you can see me. It's cool. I never even started the timer for you, but we're getting close to 15 minutes. It's fine. Let's see here. Jim says that he saw the NECA Kong recently in the wild, but he passed it up, and now he's just like, but he got the Primal, so that's good, which you have one of those coming your way. Yeah. Very shortly. I got too many gorillas in a short time. That is weird. There was like 3 different versions of Kong, plus all the new toys, and then Optimus Primal all at once. Jerry says, watch 2014 Godzilla trying to ignore the fact that Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen played both a couple in that movie and then twins in Avengers within a couple months of each other. It was weird. It really was. I think Godzilla came out first, and then Age of Ultron came out, and it's like, wait a minute, those are the same people. That's really strange. Now that was a genuine reaction. Yes, it was. I wish I could have recorded my original reaction, like I'm trying to do reactions and stuff on my third channel, but I watched it because I was so hyped, and then I watched it like 4 more times. So, and it comes out in March, so you have to watch the other 3 movies before March.
Now, like I said, I have seen the first Godzilla movie.
Okay. So you're good there.
Yeah. And I thought it was okay, at the very least. I enjoyed it. I don't think it was like the greatest thing ever. No. I actually like Godzilla a little bit better, but
Did you notice the Shin Godzilla tribute in this trailer?
With the tail flailing about like
yes.
that? That was amazing. I have to admit, my first thought was like, wow, that's very Shin-like.
Even the camera movement was very Shin, where they did a whole lot of zoom in, zoom out, like panicky, shaky cam. I was like, that is a total Shin Godzilla thing. And he never is like actively attacking with the tail, where Shin Godzilla definitely did.
Well, considering Shin Godzilla had a laser on the tail at one point.
He had a head on his tail, and then he had
more than a head towards the end.
The next, I literally just the other day getting in this Godzilla vein on YouTube. I watched a whole thing on the original concept for Shin Godzilla and how far that was supposed to go. Like
the idea that Godzilla would eventually become God,
his own universe. He would create a whole new universe. I was like, just some creature spawned from our ocean in a very short amount of time evolves to the point that it becomes an ultimate living being and potentially wipes out our own universe to create his own, or creates his own universe within ours. It was insane. Make him react to the Shin Ultraman teaser. What?
I've already seen that, I'm afraid.
Well, there you go. He's already seen that. Though I would like to do I would do reactions with somebody. It would be fun.
Shin Ultraman is basically a new Ultraman movie made by the same people as Shin Godzilla. I don't know if Hideki Anno is a part of that or if it's other people, but
what did we get here? Sorry, I missed a couple things there.
By the way, I can't see anything that's going on because the camera feed is frozen for me. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sucks. You and your phone. But it is what it is. But yeah. Watch Godzilla versus Zilla. No, I've seen that in which was it? Not the. Yeah, Final Wars. I've watched Final Wars. It's absurd.
I love that scene.
That is the most absurd thing. It's just like they're like, you know what, screw you, we're gonna blow it up. It's fine.
I just thought that it's like the Exians, what do they call themselves? Like, okay, we got this one. He'll take out Godzilla, and they send him down, and you get this hype music pounding, and then Godzilla takes him out with like one hit, and they're like, we should have trusted that tuna eater.
Exactly. And Jeffrey, I did see your question. We'll do that whenever I get you on, right? So he did ask a question related to the trailer we just watched. I just want to address that when I'm talking directly to him. As long as rebuild of Evangelion can't get delayed anymore. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's been delayed again because of they can't put it in a theater and have people watch it.
Yeah, some studios just don't care anymore. I actually, you know what? Even though it's coming out on HBO Max, I'm going to the theater to watch Godzilla because I watched the rest of them in theater except for Kong. I did not. I saw Skull Island on Redbox many months after the fact. There was just a time where I could not get to the theater, but the theater's basically going to be empty, so I'm going to go and watch Godzilla the way it's meant to be watched in a giant screen. So it is what it is. All right, so I'm going to call that your time, even though I never started the timer.
All right, dude.
So, but yeah, we will talk again soon. We need to.
Okay.
It's just fun.
I'll catch you later then.
Okay. And we're going to have to get together because we got Transformers to exchange.
Indeed.
Oh, though, real quick, did you know what Tekka Man was when I opened it earlier? Were you here for that?
Did I know what was?
Do you recognize that boy? Dang it, I can't show. I forgot the screen is frozen.
It's a black screen.
Techno Man.
I know what Techno Man is. I've never actually watched
it. That's right. We did bring it up. That's right. I forgot. Okay.
I know.
Well, you're good.
Techno Man in Japan, and it's made by Tatsunoko Productions.
Yep. All right.
And that's
you're gone. You're gone. Time up. I got to remember to set the timer on that again. Okay. There he is.
What's going on?
Oh, not much, buddy. How are you?
Oh, living. It's 2020.5, right? Part 2.
It's December 123 of 2020.
Yes. Never ending.
Yes.
And at least it's not a leap year this year. That would be really crazy. Extra day in February, just add on.
There were
Man.
too many leap years.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and reshare the timer tab. And now I didn't realize that because I could hear the audio regardless. I didn't realize it was not putting the audio out. That is annoying.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All the different streams of audio you got to mess with. Ugh.
Yeah. For some reason, there's like a big delay on your messages to me. Like, I guess it's because I'm not clicking on Facebook actively.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Messenger's really, really hit or miss sometimes.
Well, it's also because you're sending it to the SHOKY messenger. So it's like it goes through business suite and all that crap, you know. Yeah. So then it's like it sends it to 3 locations. If I get a message on Instagram, it comes through my Facebook thing. Now the way they're really tied together, so it is what it is. Man. So I'm trying to remember. Do I just know you through the Texas Gundam Club? Is that the only?
Yeah, I went to Japan. I bought that Gundam, and it's literally our only. I think that's about it.
Yeah, and then I think I got rid of it. I think I traded it to somebody.
Probably. It was a weird one. It was interesting, but it was weird.
Okay, so guys, just a tiny bit of backstory. When I talked about on the beginning 30, the beginning Gundam 30, whatever that kit was, he's the one who picked it up for me in Japan. Unfortunately, it was like super late at night, and I was incredibly high on Ambien when he was messaging me. So he sent me like all of the like really cool like 00 stuff. What was that? It was for that airline, whatever that.
Yeah, there was it was ANA.
The ANA versions of like 00HG. I think there was a
JAL.
Like all of those things, and those are the things I should have said yes to. But being as high as I was like, I've never seen that before. Send it to me, man. That's awesome.
I was so confused. I think I messaged you like, "Are you sure?" Because like I was like, "Really? Okay." I mean,
and then the next morning, I'm like, "Oh God!" Like I
what did I agree to? Yeah, because I had people. Normally I go here and I have people hitting me up for all like the super. I mean, it is not common. Like I'd never seen it before, but I think there's a reason. But I normally like, I'm looking for this specific P band that's never been released internationally, or looking for this Zoid kit that they discontinued 25 years ago. And I'm like, and then you're like, yeah, I'll take that one. I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think it had to have been like 11:30 or midnight.
Yeah, because the 12-hour time difference. Yeah, it's usually 11, 12 hours difference. So it was. That's why I always try to go kind of. When I hit people up, I try to go when the time's overlapping, where it's not too late at night here in America, or too early in the morning. But yeah, sometimes you just clip it.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
But it was just funny because you're like, I think you said you're like, I got 20 minutes till I got to get to the airport. I was like, what do you want? And the dumb thing is, like, there was a very specific kit that if you had found it, I would have just thrown money at you like as fast as possible. But I did have a guy pick it up for me in Japan, and then I've never talked to him again. So in theory, he's still got the kit.
What kit was it?
It's the only IBO Grays kit that I'm missing, and it's the P Bandai Schwab Gaelios Schwab Grays.
Okay, so, I've probably seen it. I'll be honest. Next time I go, I'll hit you up again because I normally go every year, and last year's the first year since I started going I didn't get to go. So I've had the miles since last January. Wow. I've had enough miles, so now I hopefully I'll have enough miles to get like an upgrade in my seats this time.
You know? Yeah, I think once the world opens up again, it will change things. Yeah, like people will be all over the place. But I think it also depends on who we may or may not be at war with at the time.
Hopefully not Japan, because they just built a life-size Gundam, so that wouldn't go well for us. That's how it starts. It's like, isn't it cool? We got a statue. It's like, isn't it cool? It walks 20 feet back and forth. It's like, isn't it cool? It can shoot other countries. Well,
walks. It makes a walking motion.
Yes, it is like a weird, like, robotic movement. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on that. For those who haven't seen the walking Gundam, it is on a track thing that's more or less pushing it forward while the legs are doing the thing. It looks cool. Yeah, I mean, they're just proving the theory that they can make a giant robot that sort of walks. Now, will it hold itself up? Not likely. Man. All right, so let me pop over to the timer. We'll keep going with the rules.
That's actually on my list. I'm going to be going to see that next time for sure. That's I wanted to be there in November when they opened.
Yeah, that would have been sweet. Now, it'd be cool if they relocated the original Grandpa and the unicorn, like they just kind of moved them like half a mile down the road or something, so you could still see them. Because presumably they're just in a shop somewhere.
Oh no, the unicorn's still the same place because the walking ones in
Yokohama. It's still in
Yokohama.
Diver City.
Yeah, it's still in Diver City. The walking ones in Yokohama at the plant where they make the
okay.
kits. So it's more like if you go to the factory where they make all the kits, it's there in that area.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't know. I know they said they put Grandpa somewhere, but I never saw him. I actually went the first year they had the unicorn. I went in November. I went like 3 or 4 months after they officially put unicorn up. And yeah, GPO 2, that'd be insane. But I went right when they had just switched over and they started calling it the Gundam Base instead of the Gundam Frontier. So like the actual,
that's right.
I don't know if you've ever been, but like it went from like a tiny little like niche little shop up there to like a full, like it's huge. The amount of space they have in there for activities, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't like buying a lot of kits there other than the P Bandai because honestly, you can get better deals, at shops around town.
In those shops, yeah.
But for the experience, you got to go. If you're a Gundam fan, go Diver City, go in the shop, get a P Bandai, even if it's not one you really. I mean, I don't like clear kits, so I don't never buy anything. But I pick stuff up for people. I mean, I'll pick stuff up for people. So, yeah.
I'm wholeheartedly against clear kits. Like,
yes, I like the idea of putting some clear parts on a regular Gundam. Like I love the Bingo or what it's called. No, not Bingo. The Ichiban RX-78. They had the A and the B. So like half the parts are clear on one and the opposite half are clear on the other. So I like, maybe put just the kind of the effect of maybe that they clear on the red for the shield or a couple other parts, but not the whole kit. Like some of those ones they do, like it's all the exterior pieces are clear. I can't stand it. I bought one and I went to make it and I was like, I don't know.
If it's translucent color and it's just the armor on top of a detailed frame, cool. But whenever it's like the whole dang thing is clear, I'm not interested.
So like if they ever did Gundam Build Fighters, what's this called? The Kamiki Burning Gundam, like they could do like some good clear parts for those parts. Show some LEDs in there for like some of the blue or whatever. I mean, that'd be some cool stuff, but not the full clear. I just
sorry, I just burped up some pizza. that was unpleasant. But no, the fact they never did any of the build burning, try burning as an MG and made it light up in any way is a thing, as a why. Like that
they did the one build strike, just the build strike, and that was the one they made, and it was a P Bandai too, which I actually almost.
Not true. They did build strike. They did build Gundam Mark II. They did.
Oh no, you're right. The Master. Yeah, I got the Amazing Red Warrior. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Protag, but they had that one Protag suit. They made one of them.
They had both Exias, Amazing and Dark Matter, because I got them both.
Yeah, and I got one behind me. Why am I forgetting all that then?
And then they did.
I'm thinking of season 2. Because season one they had all those, but season 2. Then we made one kit, I'm pretty sure.
For Try, they only did the Fenice Renashta.
Yeah, okay, which I have, and I think it's a garbage kit. It's a garbage kit. I don't know if you made one. They make two versions of that. They have two versions. They have the P Bandai one as well.
Yeah,
but I got the Albion one?
It's Alba or Sunrise.
Alba.
Yeah. This is the blue and gold or blue and yellow and everything like that. It's pretty. It's really pretty. But it's not worth having. It's not worth buying that kit again.
I got the regular one, and it's probably the worst master grade I've built as an adult. Like it's so delicate and pieces fall off. So I mean, for me at least, I don't build any kits as you.
Well,
but it's just that and the the Exia repair, Like you can put it together, and as soon as you're like, okay, it's good. You just a soft breeze comes by and it just falls apart.
Well. That's why mine is on a stand and has always been on a stand.
Well, I just moved and had to put this together.
Mode. Yeah, it's a nice looking display.
It was not fun though putting them all. I still have a few I have to put back together. I need to buy some more action bases.
Dude, how do you think I'm going to feel when we got to move? Like, not only do I have an entire wall of Gundam, I now have 2 walls of action figures. And that's only the stuff that isn't in storage because I packed away like 40 kits to make room. Yeah. So since we've lived here for 5 years, and when we moved in, I only had 6 detals. I now have 10. So, and they're all full. There's no detals that isn't full, to some degree.
When you go to IKEA, they're just like money signs. That's all.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing's from IKEA, but yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's like all these the Billies and stuff like this that all my action figures and Transformers are on. Those were more expensive than Detolfs.
These are Billies.
Yeah.
These are Billies.
Oh, the
with
Billies with shelves.
Yeah, they got this. What is it called? I got the picture somewhere. It's the lighting's actually meant to go in a closet. So each of the lighting modules is $35 per shelf.
No, that's what these are.
Yeah, so you put on, and then I see it, and I can see from the angle, and then the glass is the Morliden, which is like, oh, see, I wanted to go for like the full. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, I bought the little. I got an Alexa enabled outlet, so I just control.
Oh, that works too. But no, that's you're exactly right.
Oh, now I can see it. Now, the one right behind you, I can see it better now in the middle shelf. Now I see them. Yeah, it's the same style. Yeah, and then I put the Morliden doors on it. Okay, so exact same thing.
Yeah,
nice.
So that's
great mind.
Yeah, well, because Detolfs were the standard for so long, and then you got the dioders most of the time in the Detolfs. Yeah. But then watching Bobby Skullface, he's redone his entire collection. Everything's Billies for the most part. A couple other things here and there, but he used the Norfly system, with the trade fry and stuff like that, and the things I've done videos on copying what he did. So I've got all of the wiring and stuff is back behind this one, mounted to the wall, except for over here in the new one, which actually I installed in the base, and I put a door, so it's basically like its own electrical closet there. Nice. So I'll branch out from that point to do the other Billies with lights and stuff. So it's expensive. I know.
Yeah, the doors are a pain too, because I didn't use the regular Billy bookshelf doors. I used the Morliden. So it's like, I need to go get some rubber or something, some stripping, because like they lean kind of in, because they're not meant for the Billy, even though they now sell them. I saw some articles. I found them like from 5, 6, 7 years ago. People were putting these doors on these before IKEA bundled them. And then IKEA started offering it as a bundle as well. Same price, of course, but
So I thought about doing doors, but then it's just because there's so many. Because on the doubles, you got to have a double swinging door. On the single, you have a single swinging door. And then it's either you go with the solid glass or the old Billy doors, which have the frame, which means you are missing some of the collection. Yeah. So I'm just like, I'll leave it open.
I got 2 dogs. I get so much dust. I mean, I already have to, even with the glass. My old display cabinet, I had weather stripping, and dust still got in there all the time. But
dude, I swear to God, our air conditioner unit moves more dust than it does cold air, because like the whole top rail of stuff up there is generally covered, not directly in front of the vent. But anything over in the opposite corner over there has virtually no dust. So because it doesn't blow in that direction. So how stuff over here, it's all the way on the other side of the room. I assume it's coming because of the fan. So I had to dust quite a lot when I reorganized in here, and even now there's fine layers of dust on everything, even though that was like 2 weeks ago. So I think I'm gonna try, and there's no way it's coming from me, so I think I'm gonna put a filter to some degree over the air vent and see if that helps keep the dust level down in here.
You never know,
because it's a little ridiculous. Like even my review set, which is over there now, was right here for years. So it's over there across from the room. It's now getting dust on it, like to a visible degree before I film. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, where is this all coming from?
It's never ending. That's what it is. It's never ending. But my dogs, I just moved here, so luckily I'm up in a separate room, separate vent thingy. Got a couple of air purifiers around the house now, little air filter thingies. So hopefully it helps. Because my old place was like a big box, just like. And so like I was in my office and my living room at the same time, basically, and my kitchen, and just dog hair just everywhere. I mean, I love them, but my God, it's just.
I thought about getting a purifier just for in here to see if it would help with a good HEPA filter.
That's what I got as a HEPA. I haven't used it yet. I literally am still plugging things in, moving things around. My whole place. I got to go to my whole place tomorrow and finish emptying that place out. But yeah, it's. I'm hopeful. If it works, I'm put one in every room.
Yeah, I just think, especially with a collection like this, where there's so much and so much open space, and these things are going to be dioramas at some point. So, I want to try to minimize as much dust as I can. Now, mind you, we're not going to be here for too much longer, a few more months. So I don't want to do too much and then we move and then it's a lesser problem, you know.
Yeah.
So are you still roughly in the same area since the?
Oh
you
yeah.
said you're up to the other one, so
actually moved across the street.
Oh,
Like not
that's
even
nice.
Like same intersection.
Just super convenient.
Yeah, because I go by every day. I go to my old place and grab stuff. So
Just
tomorrow's
moving
my
stuff
last day,
over.
though. Yeah, tomorrow's my last day, so I gotta get it done. But yeah, I set these up. I had the keys. Yeah, I mean it's crazy moving. They offered me the whole month for free as long as I took the keys by the 31st of December. It's like, oh, so I have the whole month to move? Okay. So I was like, if it's free, it's free. Yeah, so I built these cabinets before I even moved in. So I was like over here every day for like a week, just putting crap together and running to IKEA. So yeah, I mean, I'm mostly back in, but I still got some stuff to set up. It's a headache. The moving's a headache.
Yeah. Dude. That's who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Like, just this room alone will take me a week to pack up. Like we can empty the rest of the house or apartment rather in like a day if we try. Like to like 24 hours, we could get everything else out. It would take me a week to probably pack up everything here.
Yeah, that was probably the worst part for me was the models. I don't even have that much. I mean,
yeah.
Although it's funny because now I have it spread out more because the other case I kind of have them I had them like layered a little bit, and here like I don't have them do that, and I feel like I'm running out of room already. I'm like, wait, it's like because I'm not cramming them all in there, but like, gosh,
yeah, no, that's the other problem I have is that many of the shelves they're just like crammed in there like army wise.
Are you a box guy? Do you have all the boxes to all the figures and everything still?
Only the ones that have an excess of accessories. Or ones that I need to save the boxes for transportation purposes, or anything I might need to sell down the line that is worth money. I keep the boxes. So like the really big Transformers and stuff, I keep the boxes. The NECA stuff that has a buttload of accessories, for now I save the boxes. But at some point I want to get a little organizer to just put all the little stuff in.
Nice.
For Gunpla, I have most of the boxes. I threw out like 100 last year. But I can compact so many per box that like I don't need as many as I had. I've got like 6 tubs out there that are full of HG and MG boxes. And then I've got all the ones that are up here. I've got all the ones that are in the closet and whatever I end up buying, down the line. So when I pack them away, they'll be in boxes together, but I won't worry about like, it goes in its box like the last time we moved. Like the HG Dynamics need to go in its box with its stand so that I know where. So that was the level of organization I had when we moved the last 2 times.
God.
Making sure that everything was in its place because I needed it to go back exactly how it was in case, because some of them are set up as a display.
Okay.
Next go around, I'll be like, well, we're going to reorganize this when we get done.
That's kind of what happened because I got a whole new display. I literally had to think it all over from scratch, which was also kind of a headache, but still, it's.
I'm gonna take pictures of the things that are built as displays with multiple levels of action bases. So I'll take good pictures of those so that I can set it back up the way I need to. Yeah,
there's somewhere I had them posed a certain way where it looked like just awesome the way it was posed, and I take out the bag and I'm like, oh. I had to start looking at my pictures I had taken before and posted in the group. Exactly. Thank God the group pictures never go away.
Yeah, well, that's one of the problems I have with my Transformer because I've got these set up over here like in a battle scene.
Dude,
so I got most of them down here in poses. The little guys you can't really see that well, but the big guys, they're fighting each other, and this is the new one that replaced the previous. He's bigger than the one that was there, so. I have to remember the poses they were in because they're all going to go back in their boxes because each one of the little guys has their box, and just got to make sure it's all organized and pretty because there's too much to lose and too many parts and stuff. So So here's one thing that's going to suck. All the Transformers have to go back in the correct mode to go back in their packaging. So they're clamshell. Half of them came in robot, half of them came in alt mode. So I have to package. So like, I
think why even move? Just stay there forever, right now. Play.
Yeah. So like, I think I could pack up all the Gunpla in like a day. assuming I have enough boxes, I think I get all the Gunpla packed up in a day. It'll take me about 3 hours to pack up just the dioders and stuff like that, because I have to take it all apart and pull the wires out, get all that.
The Gunpla wasn't too bad. I'll be honest, the Gunpla wasn't too bad. Oh, what?
I'm not gonna hold the timer there because it's fine. Nobody else is in the way.
No, but the Gunpla is not too bad. I'll say that in my experience, because they're pretty sturdy, and I would just say if you can move those boxes yourself, as long as the movers aren't like stacking crap on them, because I just shut them on. I just laid them on a box. I did the whole the quick vac method where you put them in a Ziploc and suck all the air out, so kind of airtight.
I'm not even gonna bother with that, to be honest, but that's a guy. How the hell a guy discarded 100 boxes? Not most of them. Because
he hasn't watched many of your videos, then I guess. No, I'm kidding.
He's been around a long time.
I'm playing.
Yeah, so he's watching from Facebook and YouTube.
Ooh, fancy.
Very.
I mean, I don't think I've ever made 100 kits. I think I'm at like maybe the 40 level ish lifetime. I take forever though.
I've thought about counting, and then doing like a ranked list of like Shoky's top 100 kits I've built. But I don't even know, like, because now that I packed away so many and I don't own some, I got rid of them, or traded them, or they're broken down to be kit bash fodder or stuff like that. Like, part of me thinks I should go through my channel and count, because I think that's the only complete account of everything I've built. So let's look at it this way. I've got like 1,500 videos.
Wow.
2/3 of which are Gunpla related. So somewhere in there, like, I know I built over 100. I just don't know how many in general.
I started building the Hakushiki Crash in like June and never finished it. Like, that's how I'm like the guy. Like, I get these phases where I do like one a month, but then like since it's like one every 6 months. So
yeah. He knows the misses too well.
Man.
Well, see, the thing is, much like last time, I'll have to be doing all the packing of our stuff while she's at work. So I'll work my morning job and then come home and I'll be the one packing stuff up and moving stuff, But we're gonna have to have a U-Haul just for my stuff in here.
Wow.
Like, just because it's hard to move detolfs because they're all glass.
Yeah.
And only moving 6 the last go was easy. Moving 10, gonna be less easy.
Yeah. Or just sell them before you move and then go buy something different.
No, because I'm gonna have to find somebody to buy them.
Hey, there's always someone in the group, right? Post it half off.
No, because then I haven't put anything. No, see, here's the problem. I've got 9 detolfs on this wall. It used to be 10 on the wall, but then when I did the room updates, I gave Thomas the one that didn't match that all my Halo stuff was in, but because I needed this corner over here for Billy's, I moved that detolf over there. So I had to put away an entire detolf's worth of kits. So whenever we move, I'll need another detolf to be able to put everything back on display. But even by that point, I'll probably need a whole other detolf just to get it going, which means in reality, I will need 12.
God.
Wherever it is we move to. And that's just detolfs for Gunpla, not counting these for this over here.
Sounds like a head. It just sounds like that's the thing. Now I got to look at stuff. I'm like, do I have the room? No, I don't need
it. We talked about it, and of course, this is just a small 2-bedroom apartment, and this bedroom is done. She even said, "It's like if it comes down to it, if we move into another 2-bedroom, you can have the master for your room just to have space, because." I mean, we have a big old master bedroom that basically is just housing our clothes and our bed, and there's still space in there that I could have an entire display wall in that bedroom currently and still have us room to sleep and everything, no problem. So, but I'm more keen on moving to like a 3-bedroom so I can have a dedicated area, and when we have kids, we'll have a room for the kids. And if I could have somewhere where I could have a workshop to build, 3D print, paint, and all that, that's stuff I just can't do here. I have to go out on the porch to do any paint work. And when I sit here on the desk and I do all my building, including glue and all the fun things that make fumes, don't have a workshop with ventilation for those things. So, so for those who wonder how you move detolfs safely, the way I've done it is I took all of my boxes that were full of Gunpla, Transformers, Power Rangers. I filled the detolfs with those boxes, so there was no room for the glass to flex. And then I wrap them in either a towel or bed sheets or comforter, something heavy to protect it, and then I just throw them up on the dolly and roll them where they gotta go.
It's like a Russian nesting doll thing where you just put them within another thing.
Yeah. Well, it's good because will the kids have detolfs for their toys? No, the kids won't have toys that are on display. The kids would have toys to play with. They'll be like, this is Daddy's room. None of this is for playing.
They'll be the only kids in their grade, like, don't you play with your toys? Like, no, play with them. Oh, God, no. Let's go. They're going to be staged. They got the background stuff now.
Yeah.
Man.
Sorry, I was reading comments there. Oh, that might be a fair point, Jerry. The Wing Gundam Fenice Ramashita was actually from the first one. So Amazing Red Warrior was the only tri-MG. That's interesting.
Oh, no, and Amazing Red Warrior.
That was the only MG that came from the second season.
No, there's the Amazing... what was it called? The Exia one too. Amazing Exia.
No, that was first season. That was the one he had at the end of the first season. Red Warrior was what he used in the second season.
Was it?
Yes.
I thought he was done with the Red. Oh, you know what? You're right. Yeah.
I know. I watched and reviewed them.
Yeah. That is right. So Dark Matter Exia was first season because when he was kind of bad. And it was Amazing Exia, and then Red Warrior was when he was kind of. I guess Red Warrior was when he interrupted that fight. Was it really? Oh, I guess it was. Okay. Yeah.
Gunfighter Strike. That was the only MG they technically got. Yep.
That's crazy. And then the other one, the Star Build or whatever, that was for season 1, right? The other MG build one.
Yes.
Strike.
Star Build Strike was their hero one there. But then that's where their backup was the Build Mark II.
It's weird. I do like that. I will say the Amazing Red Warrior is nice because it's not just a repaint like the old original Char Grandpa was. It's like there's no cockpit. Like it's not designed for core fighter. It's got a lot of the molds are very different. I think they only had like 1 or 2 runners that were in common with the regular Grandpa, if any of them. I don't remember. I remember it being very different.
It had parts from the 2.0 and the 1.0, and I think the 1 Year War, and then the rest was all new stuff.
Which was cool because normally you'd think they'd just go with the cash grab and just repaint it. Like here you go.
Well, because the Amazing Red Warrior is, perfect Gundam Mark III, so that's not a thing that technically existed before in its own kit ever. So it makes sense that it's its own thing.
Yeah, I just wish we get some more variety with the newer kits. Get some more. I mean, gosh, Divers had some interesting kits. Right.
Oh yes, Divers needed MGs. That's the fact they did no MGs at all for Divers or any of that is crazy.
I guess they're like, well, in the show they're using HGs, guys. So y'all get is HGs of the kit.
That's true.
It's being realistic. I don't know.
Well, as somebody corrected me, technically speaking, size is altered to fit within GBN. So even if they have a master grade, it doesn't come across as bigger. It just.
I was wondering, they had battles though, or is that just in the original series?
That was in the original.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't change it.
Well, it's even weirder then. I mean, yeah, it's even weirder then because they could have definitely just thrown some stuff in there. I don't know. I'm a master grade guy.
Jerry did correct us. They did the H2 Magnum had an MG, so they did have one from Divers, the only one. Damn it! See, things that I haven't built, I forget about. I did not build the H2 Magnum. I only gave one away.
Yes, that's right. They made one. I almost got it, but I didn't like how it looked. Oh, that's right. You're right. Man, good call, Jerry. That's right. It's always at Barnes & Noble for sale. I always see it at Barnes & Noble. I never get it. Yeah.
It's because I did the HG. I didn't do the MG.
I just heard it wasn't like the best put together kit. I don't know.
Age 2 is an interesting kit in and of itself, and it's almost entirely an Age 2 with like different head crest, different shoulder accoutrement. So
Age 1 though, the Age 1, I've got the regular Age 1 MG. It's actually pretty well put together kit. It's pretty sturdy.
Oh, that's what I said earlier. It's actually one of my favorite MGs ever because it's that good for something that doesn't have a real solid inner frame. Kind of, it's a hybrid frame in a way. It has articulation that most don't have. It's pretty solid. Mine keeps falling over. Detail, yes. And that's the only one I have of the Age 1. I never got any of the variants.
Same. I never did the Titus or the Sparrow or anything. So I wanted to get the P Bandai, the white one. I always look at my regular Japan. I'm always like, But that's actually one of my favorite animes. I know a lot of people hate the Age anime. I actually enjoyed it. I like depth to the universe. That's why I love Universal Century, because there's so much world building. I feel like Age was very involved because it's multi-generational, multi-planet. I feel like a lot of other Gundam animes these days, they get their 26 episodes or whatever, and it's like, it's gone. And so I feel like I actually liked Age, even though I watched it very quickly in like a week. It was, I don't know. I just like anything with world building. I love. It's like that's why I love Stargate, the SG1 back in the day, and all that.
They just added SG1 to Netflix, and I plowed through the end of season 9 and through season 10 just because I wanted to rewatch the ending, the Ori seasons.
Okay.
Have you watched that any time recently?
I rewatched a little bit like a year ago, I want to say. The Ori was the one I didn't like that part of the series very much at the end.
Yeah. But I wanted to bring up a point. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in the Ori seasons that reflects way too much of current reality. And I just went, ooh. I was like, were they predicting things even way back then? I was like, there was like almost word for word stuff happening in a couple of episodes.
Wow.
I was like, that's creepy. That's
like
a little
political
too weird.
or like borders or
well, it was political / religious debates plus events happening around said things. We're like, ooh, that's too close to real right now. That's insane that they did that back in like what it ended in 2000.
What is it? 07 or 08? I know I was in college. I know I was in college, but not super deep yet. But yeah, because I remember Atlantis was going pretty strong when they ended SG1. That's actually what got me into Stargate was Atlantis. And then I went back and I watched SG1 after, old days of torrenting. And I got all the seasons on my hard drive. But yeah, I mean, when they got into the shipbuilding, that's when they really got me. All the different ships, the classes. They got into realistic physics with like the one episode was like, if you take a ship and fly it into a hangar and the thing's wrong, like what would happen? How hard would you hit? Like all that sort of different stuff they go over, all the mathematical stuff. It's just very realistic. I liked it a lot. So it was a good show. I wish they could find a way to make another show for that series that would hold up.
Did you watch Universe?
I watched it, even though it didn't end, right? Isn't it the one that ended like abruptly?
It got canceled before its time.
Yeah.
Because they put it on, I think it was still on Sci-Fi, but it was on whatever random night. Nobody was really watching it. And because the feel of it was so different, a lot of people had a hard time getting into it. Yes. And I'm like, but fans of Battlestar Galactica definitely enjoyed it more because it was a whole lot of that same feel. And I think some of the same visual effects teams, if I would be so bold, because so much of it looked like it came out of BSG. I'm like,
the visuals were very, the whole film style was very different. The way they composed the scenes, the way the camera, and obviously it was further in the future. So technology moves so fast now in the film industry. I don't know how anyone could keep up with it, but it was definitely different. I liked it, and I watched some stuff behind the scenes too. There's a lot of stuff going on with the licenses and the ownership of it. And they're talking about making remakes of the movies, and there's so much stuff going on.
There's so much stuff. You're right. The family that owned the rights to Stargate, and then when it was off into whichever.
Oh, camera cut out. Oh, there you go.
There it goes.
You're back.
I don't know what happened there. Every now and then mine does weird things like that. But yeah, no, you're right. The licensing kept changing like a lot in like the last 3 years. And so they were doing the SG1 movies. Atlantis was on its final season and Universe had started. Yeah. And Universe barely got 3 seasons.
Was it all the way to 3? I thought it was only 2.
Well, I say 3 because it's kind of 3.
Yeah.
But I thought it was fantastic. I love that show. I love the cast. There was an overall mystery that technically was never solved, and then they wrote themselves into a corner that forced them to basically end the series on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, they're like, if we do this, the fans will demand that they bring us back to finish it. It's like the studio's like, yeah, we don't care. We don't care. You can end on a cliffhanger.
And they ended on a cliffhanger that said, okay, we have a 2-year gap. We're gonna be in hypersleep for 2 years, and then we'll be woken back up, and then we'll pick back up. So they wrote themselves a 2-year gap where they could figure it out and then bring it back where they left off. And then they never did. And nobody, maybe there's comics or books that finish it out or something, but nobody will ever, TV show watchers will never know what happened to Eli. Ever.
It's just, I hate when they do this. Like, it's not as bad as the Firefly thing, but did you watch Firefly back when it came out?
Okay. So Firefly, one, I consider myself a brown coat.
Okay. So my art business, I don't know if you like it, is called Shiny Creations because of Shiny.
Nice.
In the Firefly universe. But yeah, sorry.
No, I have a partial Firefly wall of art over there.
Okay.
From my favorite artist, or one of my favorite artists. And I did not watch it when it was out because I had, like normal people, had no clue what it was. I saw ads for it on Fox.
Yeah.
And I think even on UPN. I don't remember. Because this was somewhere.
Oh my God, you're aging us. You're aging us.
Yeah, this was somewhere between when UPN and Fox were messing around a lot with syndication. So you would see shows between the two stations and not understand why. Because if I remember correctly, so Fox was showing a lot of the new stuff, but like at this point, most Whedon shows had moved were in process of moving over to the WB.
Yeah,
Buffy and Angel, but then you still had Firefly over here, and this was still before Dollhouse or any of that stuff happened. But it wasn't until I got the DVD collection that I knew what had really happened to Firefly and actually heard the whole story of how they got screwed.
That was crazy. The release order. So I didn't watch it live either, but I saw Serenity. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is a cool movie. But like,
you watched Serenity first too?
Yes. And I was like, this is interesting. Seems like they got some weird reverse world building. Like, I'm supposed to just know who these people are. And then I found out, like, oh, no, there's a TV show. I was like, but I watched Buffy and I watched Angel. And I'm like, how can I don't? Yeah. Like, I watched all those shows. I don't remember any of it. And then you find out. So then about the release order of the episodes, then, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They started on episode 3 and then went back and showed the first 2 episodes as a single long episode.
Yeah.
And then near the end, they got I think it was like episode 7 or 8, got them like out of whack, and then they never aired the last 2 episodes.
Okay, so I thought I heard that they aired the finale in the middle, but it's just whoever it was, you just know whoever's at the channel just didn't care. They're like, whatever, just put it out there.
You're right in the fact that the finale was aired kind of in the middle, because technically if you watch the interviews and stuff like that, when they did the episode The Message, where their buddy, they have to deliver their buddy's body, that was the episode they knew they were canceled. So that was technically their finale. That was when they knew it was over. Whenever they, at the very end of that episode, they're all standing around after they delivered his body, the snow was coming down, you got the nice violin music. That was literally the last scene they were filming, and they all knew that their show was over. Wow. So there's a whole lot of somber feeling already built into that. And then the final couple episodes, Objects in Space, and one of the other ones, Objects in Space was the final episode. They didn't do anything past that. It would make sense for that to air out of order because there was no context for any of it. It was just kind of a standalone.
Yeah. Kind of like, well, how do we get here? What do we?
Exactly. Well, that's what happens when you end it before the episode runs over. Yeah. It's like it was over. That's what happened with Atlantis. Except they wrote a BS ending to Atlantis just to end it early.
We made to Earth, guys. Spoiler alert. Sorry if you're 15 years behind. But yeah.
Jason says he Trinity first too.
I think what happened because they didn't. I don't feel like they ever advertised. Like I never saw any commercials for Firefly. I don't know that they advertised it well at all. If they
didn't,
because it is a very different show. It's like a space opera. Or no, space western. Sorry, space western. It's basically what the Mandalorian now is kind of like what they were doing. Not as
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
space western.
If he had more people on his ship, it would. And look at the Razor Crest compared to Serenity.
The twin engine thing going on.
Twin engines,
yes.
And so here's the thing. So I've got the wife into sci-fi and nerd stuff now. I haven't got her to do Firefly just yet, and I feel like she's going to have a hard time because it is older, and without being super exposed to any Whedon stuff,
it's going to be hard. Spend a lot of time on the science and on the technical side. I feel like it is much more about the characters. So I think it might be easier.
The watching. It's her trying to watch an older series, and I know it doesn't look bad, but like some of it doesn't necessarily hold up to modern TV. We finally watched the original trilogy this past week.
Like Star Wars trilogy?
Yes. So she had not seen it in its entirety. I don't know. This is okay. So before I go too far, I want to put this out to everybody who's watching and in the chat. If you are our age, if you are somehow in your mid to late 30s, possibly early 40s.
Early 30s, but yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
This is aging me. This is aging me up. Sorry.
It's fine. Well, she's mid 30s, so she's in between you and me. How do you make it to said age and have never seen Star Wars? Because Star Wars was introduced to me very early in my life. I can remember the very first time I watched it. I don't remember the year. I just know I was little. And my cousin actually had the original run of the VHSs that still had the original poster art before they started doing the updated stuff. So like the really like the crazy looking van art, you know what I'm talking about? Where Luke and Leia didn't look like the characters and they had the lightsaber up and all that stuff. So like that's how I originally saw it. And then I saw the rest of them obviously on a later re-release or something. And then I know that at some point we bought the special editions on VHS when they came out. Well, this is before they went too crazy. It's just when he
so the first special edition, because there's been like 5 of them now. Not the CGI one where they added the CGI banthas and all that stuff.
No, not before they went too crazy, but just where he did a little bit of the updating, adding in some CGI. Like where the X-Wings going, the first X-Wing run, they added in that CG section. Nothing crazy.
It's funny because I feel like most people don't realize that they like originals. Mm-hmm. Most people have never seen the originals that are our age range. They've seen like the first remaster. If you watch the original, it looks really like the film quality is bad. Like it's like it's aged.
They uprated it. They did uprate it.
Yeah, and it is late 70s for the first episode, right? Isn't it like 78 or something? So I mean, it's 70, so if you're watching it in the early 90s, that first remaster was good though. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah, and actually, I just saw them the other day at my parents' house when we were going through my old stuff because my mom boxed up all my crap because my old room is having some structural issues, so everything got boxed up to be moved away. But
what'd she think when she watched it?
Huh? Oh, so that's what I was getting to in that factor. So one, she's like, God, some of this stuff just looks so fake. I was like, it was made in the 70s. What do you expect? I was like, but you got to give them credit because, and I told her, I was like, look, this is new. You can see the blatant CG. They added this crap compared to the old stuff. And then there's some things that are blatantly old. And like, I had to explain to her the Han Greedo scene, how it was versus how it has become. By the way, I think just Han and Greedo has been edited 3 times.
Yeah, they've changed who did it first. I saw an interview. Someone asked, "What's his face?"
Same time.
Okay, so I don't. Yeah, I try not to get. That's how you start a fight with 2 Star Wars nerds. Is ask them and see what they say. But someone asked Harrison Ford, and he was like, "I don't give a like." He's like, "I don't care. Like, why would you ask me?"
Well, see, the funny thing is, he wouldn't even know because there was no anything except for the fact that Greedo never shot. Originally, Han just killed him, like just flat out. Han shot, period. There was no first. It was just Han shot. And then they added Greedo shooting, and then it was Han shot, and then he shot. Then they fixed it to where Greedo shot first, and then Han shot second. And then now it's Han and Greedo shoot at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's a scoundrel who knows this dude is out for his head. Of course he's going to kill him first. And then in Mando, it's just whoever really.
Everybody. Well, I like when they like lets him think he's not gonna kill him, and then like he does something like right afterwards, like, oh no, you're dead. Like you're
gone. So I had to get her caught up on the original trilogy so that we could watch season 2, because there's gonna be things that she had no clue. I have no time to get her through Clone Wars and Rebels to get her the other characters. So that's later. We'll go through that together. But anyways, my whole point was, the question is, how does somebody get to be of this age where Star Wars has literally been a part of the world for your entire life and you've never seen it?
It's got to be on purpose. You have to do it. You have to literally purposely go out of your way. Like, I don't want to watch it. Especially Netflix and Disney Plus and all that stuff. Like, you just, at this point, if you haven't watched it now, it's just because you just purposely know.
Yeah. But this is what's funny. So my parents were never remotely nerdy. Not that nerd was a thing back then. And they were never seemingly into movies that much. Like, we did buy movies, occasionally went to the movies. You know, most of the time my parents took me to see movies more than I know that they ever went to see movies. And, you know, they've been around since the existence of movies. But Star Wars became a thing in our house. But to me, my parents never cared about Star Wars. I was the one watching them. They would watch with me and potentially enjoy it. But to me, it's just like, wait, how did this happen? Like, Star Wars became a part of my life for most of my life. And she's only 2 years younger than me, and it's never been involved in her life other than pop culture references.
It's like my family, like, so my mom's not nerdy at all. I mean, she'd seen it when it came out, you know, dates and whatnot. She's younger, but she was never super into it. My dad, he didn't care at all. He was already back from Vietnam for like 8 years when it came out. He's like, I don't care. It's stupid. Like, that's even to his day. He's 70. He still thinks it's stupid. He's never watched. He said he tried to watch the first one in theaters, and halfway through he fell asleep, and like he was just so bored. So I was like, okay, you're a combat veteran. Fine, I can see where you might think it's kind of stupid, whatever. But then my first stepdad was a giant man child. He made sure we always got like a 4-bedroom house, so we'd have an entire like kind of like a nerd cave. Yeah. And he used to, this is back in like the 90s, he built model kits from like scratch. Like, he just made the models, dioramas, all that stuff before the internet was a thing. He had friends that worked for LucasArts that would steal him like film cells and props, and gigantic Star Wars nerd. So I remember he's the reason why I ever watched it at all growing up. Because if it wasn't for him, I probably would have watched it eventually. But like, he had like all the toys, all the figures. I mean, he had a closet full of stuff that's probably worth a lot of money now. If my mom hadn't taken half of it in the divorce, out of spite. My mom's the woman. He had the boxed remaster collection, not the CGI added crap, but the first one. Mm-hmm. In the divorce, she took 2 of the 3 VHSs. That's spite. That's pure spite.
Oh yeah. No, what's bad is she only takes Empire.
Oh no, she took the other 2. Oh no, she took the first 2. Yeah, she took the first 2. So yeah.
Left Jedi. Okay, so,
for years we had 2 VHSs for Star Wars, but not the third one. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Hey, baby, I wanted to ask you something real quick here on the live stream. You don't have to get on camera. We're talking about Star Wars because I just got you to watch them. All right, so I'm going to take a guess at which one of the original trilogy she liked the most.
Oh, I don't even know which one I like.
Okay, so we only watched them in the last week or so. We watched Empire and we watched Jedi this week. We watched the original one last week. Okay, so what of the 3 would you consider your favorite, or that you enjoyed the most?
Are you gonna guess first?
Nope, I'm not gonna say it out loud.
But then what's the point? What if you?
Because I know what I want it to be. And I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it out loud because then you'll agree.
You're waiting for me to say it. So you can go, oh, see, I was right.
Hold on. I will type it in the chat so everybody can see. So, guys, I'm going to type my guess in the chat. She can't see it. Okay, so everybody can see my guess, right? Okay, so you could say, because I know you don't know the name. So the first one was A New Hope. Second one was Empire Strikes Back. Third one was Return of the Jedi.
You go with Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, that's what I put in the comments.
Whoa, what?
The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, you're guessing, but what did you just say?
Well, I like it.
Which one of those two do you like the most?
Return of the Jedi.
What?
That was coaching. That's a foul.
That was not coaching.
On it.
That was not coaching. And I'll tell you why. Because
I can't make up my mind.
No. I'll tell you exactly why Jedi would be her favorite. Ewoks.
That's
because
cheating,
she loves
though.
cute and cuddly things.
They were so cute.
Because remember, Jedi was made, and this is not an insult to you, baby, it was made for kids. It was when they wanted to bring in kids, so they brought in the most cute and cuddly stuff, minimized the violence, made it much funnier. Empire was a much more serious movie. A lot of people, she probably really does like Empire, but enjoys Jedi more.
Yeah, but that's when he started to have his merchandising. Just
exactly.
The came out.
They sell toys. She said she wants an Ewok.
Oh man.
She said she wants an Ewok. So, and she didn't say that she. Oh, she didn't say she wants lightsabers. We apparently have to buy lightsabers.
Well, so, you saw what happened like when they've done documentaries about when the first movie came out, and none of the toys were available. And like all those stores were selling like vouchers. Like that was people's Christmas gifts.
True.
They opened up a Christmas gift and it was a voucher for the toy when it came out.
Yeah, so they didn't think that they could merchandise as much, so they didn't make as many toys on the first go. And they were selling so fast that they were actually having to give vouchers for when they came back out because they couldn't fill the shelves enough with toys. That's how popular it was. But then the funny thing is, Empire was actually the worst. It did the worst out of all the original trilogy in theaters.
Huh.
That's the funniest part. It was out of the three, it was the box office bomb.
Even though it's the most iconic one, arguably, because
even it's the best out of the series and the most iconic because of the reveal of Vader.
Yes, which if you watch behind the scenes, the actual actor who just passed, he didn't even know that's what he was saying. He thought the line was "I killed your father" or something like that.
Yeah, he did. He actually said Obi-Wan killed your father.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So like apparently only Mark Hamill and a couple of people knew.
James Earl Jones and Mark Hamill were the only actors who knew at the time. So
crazy.
Did you know that Darth Vader was Luke's father, or did you guess? Because you said something.
I already knew during. Okay. Just from growing up, I knew it.
Yeah.
But
so she had a passing knowledge of Star Wars in pop culture, but never watched it actively. Okay. But we're discussing as to how someone of our age literally gets to this age and has never seen it, never grew up with it. I grew up with it, and I don't even know how. You know my parents; they're not nerds. There's nothing remotely there, so I can't determine how Star Wars ended up in my house. And to the point that I watched it.
You're just a nerd.
I know, but I watched. The funny thing is, I saw the original version of Star Wars at Charlie's house when I was a kid.
But see, when Star Wars was coming out, I was not even born yet. Like it was.
Well, yeah, no kidding. But it came out for
I was
home
like
viewing.
3, 4. I wouldn't known anything, and then growing up, my brother wasn't. It was 3 girls.
So you had nobody that would have watched it in your house.
Mm-mm.
So I think I had the same thing, but I had to see it somewhere else, and then I think I brought it into the house. But my parents watched it with me. But I swear we had VHS recordings like it had been on TV.
Yeah.
I
think it was also, I don't know of a lot of other movie series back in the day that are like.
I'm sure my dad watched them, but no, he was more like a history guy. Like he liked history.
He would have liked the war movies and stuff like that.
He liked war movies. I think that's where I get that.
When did your dad pass? 1989?
No, 2000.
Oh, way later. Okay, I thought he died earlier. Sorry, I'm dumb.
My mom died in 97.
Oh, okay. So she died before the prequels came out.
Yeah.
So next up after Mandalorian, we got to watch the prequels. So she's gonna she'll either love those or hate them. We'll have to find out. We'll have to have her come back on talk about the prequel experience. Because, and this is a proud moment, when Jedi was over, and they took off Darth Vader's helmet. She's like, "So wait, why does Darth Vader look like that? What happened to him?" I'm like, "Well, we haven't reached this." It's like her actual curiosity of wanting to know what happened is pretty good.
Man, I think part of the impact though is just I don't think there's a lot of proper trilogies back in the day of movies. You had Indiana Jones, but they were separate movies. I don't have any other big. Yeah, and I don't remember any other big like trilogies back in the day of movies where it was like one big story.
Baby?
Really done my head.
Yeah, it's late. You can go to bed.
My head's pounding.
I'm sorry. Take something. Sorry, she's gone to bed now. But no, I did call it. Like Jedi was probably her favorite. Like Empire.
Maybe it's because it was like his dad did have the good still in him. Like Darth Vader still had good in him.
Yeah.
Or he wouldn't have saved him from the Emperor.
I will say that she had the most emotional reaction in Jedi, especially when the Ewoks started dying.
Oh man. Yeah.
I know. No, you're gonna hurt that little cute little.
She watched the new trilogy.
Booby trap on.
Yes. So
remember the porgs? Remember when Chewbacca's cooking the one porg and the other ones are just watching like.
That was
just
watching. Yeah. So she's seen. So this is how confused she is when we start watching episode 4. She's seen all 3 of the new trilogy, Rogue One, and Solo, but has not seen the prequels and has bare minimum knowledge of the original trilogy. So she was very confused when we started it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Bye, baby. Love you. Why does Vader look like an enemy? That's true.
Yeah, that was man. I did love the original back in the day. I can't imagine my life would be like if I hadn't seen those with my first stepdad because he was such a nerd. I blame all my nerdiness on him, but like he took us to my first Comic-Con and all that stuff. Met Ray Park back after episode 1. Ray Park did the Comic-Con in Plano back in the 2000 or whatever it was. That was really cool. But man, it's crazy how big it is.
I gotta tighten my camera up. It's like tilted. Okay, so I had no one for nerd stuff when I was a kid. It was me, and my friends. And it wasn't until like late high school, early college that I found very nerdy friends that we can go do stuff. Like we were the ones who went to the midnight release of Return of the King, Wow. So, we watched the first 2, or at least tried to beforehand, and then went to go see Return of the King in theaters at midnight. And then, it wasn't actually, you know what? I take that back. So I saw all 3 prequels at midnight showings.
Wow.
And so in 2000, we went to the midnight showing. And I had a very, very funny but very, very mean joke about a particular girl who was dressed like Princess Leia that I can't say because of the new culture. It's fine back then, but not good now. And then definitely saw episode 2 and episode 3 all midnight showings. So
wow.
But yeah, that's when I finally had friends that I could go do stuff with, and I was old enough that I could just actively go do that.
See, I've never ever had friends that were like. It's weird. As nerdy as I am, I've never had nerdy friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like my stepdad took us. I was in 5th grade at the time. Episode 1 came out, but he took me to the midnight show with my mom and my little brother. Like I've never had like adult, other than like the Gundam Club type stuff. I had a few friends out of there, but yeah, I've always had to go to that stuff alone with my little brother. Like the Avengers movies. Also, my little brother would go with me, but I've never had like a friend group per se. So I actually fell out of being nerdy for like 10 years. Like I repressed it all. It was all like pushed back. Oh, wow. Then it broke through the surface a few years ago.
So I've been a nerd forever, obviously. Yeah. And then, of course, as new things come about, I get involved. She's never been nerdy whatsoever. Obviously, never even seen Star Wars. After meeting me and given her actual name, I got her into the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all associated things. And then got her into watching all the DC TV shows, Flash, Arrow, and all that. So she got really into all that stuff, watching it with me.
Yeah.
And then she's so excited now, due to the exposure I've given her in just the few years we've been together, that like when she knows there's a Star Wars movie coming, she's like, "Ooh, when are we going to go see it? When the next Avengers movie is coming out, when are we going to see it?" So she heard about WandaVision. And it's like, when is it on? When is it on? I was like, I keep checking. I don't know what day it's dropping, so just calm the F down. So she's gotten excited about it, and we're seasons behind on the Flareovers.
Okay. So did you watch the finale for Arrow? Have you watched that whole part?
No.
Or have you not gotten that? Okay. No, see, I haven't watched anything since it ended.
We're at the last season of Arrow.
Okay, so I was going to ask you what you thought about post Arrowverse, Arrow ending, but yeah, I guess you wouldn't know yet because I haven't watched any of it. I really hadn't. I mean, the stuff I've watched on there, though, I've kind of fallen back where like I lost interest in the oh my goodness, my brain's Legends. I lost interest in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I stopped watching it.
I think the Flash is the only one I still care for.
Yeah, I liked Flash. I still liked Arrow. Supergirl was good for like 1.5 seasons.
Yeah,
and then it just started really nosediving. Could care less about
Supergirl. I feel like they. I don't think it's anything against political correctness or any sort of representation, but I feel like a superhero show that's always like an aspect of it, not the central feature of it. I feel like Supergirl, they only really focus on that stuff all the time. Where like there's no real Supergirl stuff. I guess I don't know. But also the graphics are not the greatest. The special effects are not very good. I mean,
it's like the least amount of money on her.
Yeah, which is crazy because like it's Supergirl, and then they have a Superman show coming out.
Yep, Lois. No, is it Lois? No, Clark and Lois.
It's Lois and Superman is what they're calling her, something silly like that. Something like Lois and Clark, but different.
It's not Lois and Clark, but something similar.
Yeah, and like they got kids in it or something too. There's like a Superboy. It's in the future. So when you watch the crossover event,
yeah,
I'm not gonna tell you what it is, obviously spoilers, but there is a scene where I'm just like, but yeah, I wish they would have brought Tom Welling back. You know, I know he doesn't want to do Superman. I know he doesn't want to do it, but like that'd been cool. But I like the Smallville TV show.
I know he came back for Crisis.
Okay, I didn't want to spoil that, but you already
know. I know about Crisis. I do know.
So
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I just know who came in.
Well, what made me mad is the first time in Supergirl when they showed them going to Superman's farm in Smallville, they did the whole shot of the farm from the Smallville show and even played the music. Or at least, and then like it was the different actor. I'm like, and I had the whole "How dare you stand where he once stood" moment. Like I'm like, how dare you? How dare? Like I was like, did they bring Tom Welling back? Like, because I grew up watching the Smallville TV show. I mean, had the giant crush on Kristen Kirk back in the day and all that stuff from that.
Everybody did.
And then it's like this other actors, I should say, playing both of them. I was like, really? Like, but yeah, then they bring him back for Crisis Infinite Earth, and then they even had well, anyway, you'll watch that eventually.
No, well, see, the funny part is that Brendan Routh can't come in to play Superman because he's the Atom, unless he came in to play his Superman role,
which I will say nothing about anyway. But yeah, your camera cut out again.
It's
back.
The internet every now and then gets tired of being on.
Legends. I guess I kind of got bored of Legends. I don't know. I think it sounds bad. I liked it a lot more when what's his face from Doctor Who was on there, and then he left. I feel like it's just kind of
Arthur. Yeah.
I actually got a picture with him at the Dallas fan days when he came by a couple years ago. I got a picture with him over there, but he's cool. He's a tiny dude in real life. All those actors are, I guess, but man.
Okay, I've got a question for everybody involved. So everybody in the chat who's hanging out. Also, Harry, I see you in the chat. If you want to join in, I'll send you a link. Okay, so what is the very first movie you remember seeing? I'll say in theaters.
Oh, in theaters.
Because presumably there was little kid movies at some point. But what is the very first movie you saw in theater?
I mean, that's a weirdly specific. I
remember mine to this day because it was a very it was a long lasting deal.
I'm trying to think. When did the Power Rangers movie come out? That might have been the first back I can remember, at least. And that might be the first back. No, because there's stuff before then. There was Batman. It was probably a Batman movie. Honestly, it was probably one of the Batman movies. It was probably the first Batman movie. I think they came out like in 89 or 90.
89, and then it would have stuck around till 90.
So I probably saw that. That was probably the first one I feel like I saw. I always remember Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Like that's like one of the first Batman memories I have. I'm pretty sure that's probably the first one I saw in theaters. My dad probably took me as a kid. My dad loved, the old movies, the old Batman movies. So that's probably it. I know it's one of the oldest movies I remember watching as a kid on TV. But that might be it. That's probably it. Yeah, because I always remember the scene at the end with the 1999, that whole music scene at the end of the city, and everyone's dancing, being stupid. That's probably it.
With the Joker.
Yeah, because that's something I've always got memories of. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, look at this.
Tarzan.
So Tony says Jurassic Park, 2 years old, wasn't scared. Dude. Well, I mean, a 2, yeah, you wouldn't be scared. I was scared coming out of Jurassic Park in 1993.
Really?
Seeing, dude, we walked out. So I'll tell my first movie here in a minute. So we walk out of the theater, or out of the actual theater, and out into the lobby, and all that stuff had just happened right at the end of Jurassic Park. The T-Rex busts in and all that noise. In this was a theater, the entire front was all glass and whatnot. So I walk out of there, my mind is still racing. So I envision the T-Rex breaking through the glass, and it lasted with me.
Yeah, the only movie I think ever traumatized me as a kid was Child's Play.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
the
that
animated He-Man movie. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Harry's old, so that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, my grandmother had a room full of like dolls and figurines. She was one of those grandmas. Like everywhere in the closet, on both nightstands, on the thing in front. So we'd go stay over there and have to sleep in that room. Ernest Saves Christmas. But that movie ruined me.
I
got
Toy Story. Oh, nice. Harry, you were 13 when you saw your first movie? Good God.
Maybe he was raised Jehovah's.
That'd be funny. Okay, so my first movie that I can recall, definitely the first one in theaters, was Land Before Time.
Oh, yeah. That was a good movie.
The original. And the reason I remember this is because I originally wanted to go see Oliver and Company. They came out at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So, and...
Wait, that was your first movie you ever saw?
In theaters, yes. I was young.
But you were older. You're older than me, though.
Yeah, but not that much.
Huh.
So, yeah, I saw The Land Before Time, but I recall because I wanted to originally see Oliver and Company. For whatever reason, we couldn't. I guess maybe it was full. And
I didn't know those were that old. Holy crud. Sorry, I didn't know those were both older than me. Wow.
Yeah. Old-ass Disney / Don Bluth.
That's crazy. I didn't know Oliver Company was older than me, too.
Okay, so he said he was 13 when he saw Jurassic Park. That makes more sense.
Okay. Yeah,
okay, he was 4 when he saw He-Man. That makes more sense. I was like, I know you're not that much older than me, Harry.
Dude, they made a Land Before Time 15. We need to stop this. We need to come up with some new stuff.
No. And here's the problem. Every Land Before Time after the first one started including songs like Disney movies. So they turned into musicals, and they all went crap after that. The first one had the best animation, had the best character stuff for the most part. I think 2 was okay, but I didn't see past 3 that I recall. But that had a lasting effect because here I am, young Shoky, I think probably 4, if I remember correctly, 4, maybe 5, and Littlefoot's mom is killed by a shark tooth. Like Bambi
stuff right there.
Bambi, I saw Bambi after that, so so it was less traumatizing because I saw Bambi. I didn't see Bambi in theater. I saw Bambi on VHS. So,
wow, yeah, it was a pretty intense movie back in the day. And then the actress that for Quacky, whatever her name is, died in real life. She was murdered. Ducky,
yeah,
Quacky.
Yeah.
Oh my brain. But it's just that was a crazy. I think the Bluth movies, they were different. They hit different back in the day.
Dude, I think Bluth was like the Pixar of his day. Like doing real emotional stuff, animating of his own accord, and in-depth stories where Disney was good and, let's be honest, sometimes traumatizing, but Bluth was very different.
Yeah, I watched a documentary about it. I watched a documentary about it a while back about how when he was trying to do his own thing and Disney was trying to crush him because he was like I guess he worked for Disney before and he went to do his own thing and everyone was trying to like block him from getting anything made and no one wanted to like pay him anything for stuff. It was just horrible.
Who did was it?
Remember We're Back?
Oh God, yeah. That was also Don Bluth. That was Don Bluth too. Right at the end of his days. But yeah, no, that one stuck out to me. But I always remember, this is the funny part. To this day, I've still never seen Oliver and Company.
Oh wow.
So
if you've seen any Disney movie with singing cats, you've seen Oliver and Company.
I guess it's true.
There's a dog. There's dogs also. But I'm just saying, if you've seen singing animal movies in Disney, you've seen Oliver and Company.
Okay, so All Dogs Go to Heaven.
That was awesome.
Somewhat traumatizing. First one, not the next ones. Five-O American Tail.
Yeah.
First one. Second one, Five-O Goes West wasn't bad, but it was not the same.
I like that one better. I remember it more, at least. The West one, I remember that more. Well, Rescuers. Rescuers Down Under is the one I always remember.
But that's Disney. So
yeah.
That's hardcore Disney. But Fievel, you don't get that kind of stuff anymore.
No.
Like, no.
They don't want to get any too serious kids.
Yeah, it was the plight of the Jews coming over here after like World War I, and their whole thing was there are no cats in America. Like, that's insane. Like, they had to go through propaganda to get them to come to America in the first place.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of deep stuff back then.
Yeah. Now we got something. I mean, now they got Pixar's who's trying now, like with Soul.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Inside Out, they're trying, but like Disney proper, they're trying to, at least the kid stuff, they're trying to keep the kid gloves on.
Yeah. Like I said, he was the Don Bluth of his day.
Yeah,
and that's entirely true. That is a Weinstein movie. I forgot about that. Fievel Goes West was a Weinstein movie.
Gosh, my childhood. I remember they used to play that. I remember we'd have like bad weather days, and the teacher would roll in the TV on the cart. And we watch Fievel or whatever for recess. Mm-hmm. Oh man, gosh, I wish we could have recess.
Fern Gully.
I didn't. I thought it was weird to me. It was just too weird.
Yeah, but it had Robin Williams going nuts just because.
Yes, that was like post Genie too.
He was given like no script.
Yeah, that's the best. That's how he did his best work, though. It was just like they said that in Aladdin. That's basically what he did. Was half of his lines in Aladdin. He'd just be in a room, just doing anime, and they'd like be drawing based off what he was doing.
So Jim brings up a movie that definitely stuck with me. That I definitely remember. I did not see this in theaters, but I remember watching it for the first time over at my cousin's house because she had the VHS.
What movie is that?
The Last Unicorn. Dude, that movie doesn't necessarily hold up, but it's also the first cartoon that I heard cuss.
I don't think I've ever seen The Last Unicorn.
Dude, you've never seen The Last Unicorn? Actually, you know what? My wife had never seen it. I made her watch it a couple years ago.
It's several years older than me. Okay, so that's probably part of it.
It's like what?
And it's a musical. Yeah, I hate it. I was the anti-musical. Yeah, it says it. Oh, when I pulled it up, it says 1982 animated musical.
I don't remember there being much music. If there was, it wasn't much. It wasn't like singing along. Dude, okay. So they had one. This movie was dark as fuck, dude. Super dark. Like, people were dying. The unicorns were all killed. You know, she had to give up her unicorn, basically like the Little Mermaid. So she had to hide herself from the Red Bull that was killing them all, forced all the unicorns into the sea because he hated them. It's like this big ass demonic flaming Red Bull.
So instead of calling it a bicorn, okay.
Yeah. So they turned the last unicorn to use a spell to turn her into a human, so she can hide from him, or else he'll kill her.
Why not just turn into a horse?
I think they tried to do that. Oh no, non-magical people see her as a horse. The horn goes away and stuff, but the Red Bull can determine. Okay. Obviously, he's a magical creature too. So, but like, it had some dark shit in it, dude. And the harpy scene was nuts. So at one point, like, it's a freak show situation, and like the guy who captures her can see the horn, but nobody else can. So he tried to push her off as a unicorn, and I think they even strapped a fake horn to her head just to make her look like one, even though she was one. And then they had a legit harpy that was like, it had like a woman's body sort of in a big grotesque like bird skull and shit, and it was evil as fuck. And they decided to set it free at one point because it was the only other magical creature that was in that freak show. Is a deep fucking movie, man. Like, the animation is what it is, but damn, that movie was like, Rats of Nim.
Yeah, I never saw that. I don't know. I was just a little too young for it, and then I never saw it on TV or nothing. If it was on TV, I would have watched it, but I don't remember it ever. Huh.
I don't know who made that one. Does it say? I know it was Disney eventually.
Let me see. Did I have it pulled up? Last Unicorn.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
Who was that? What does it even say? Starring company, ITC Films, Farley. It doesn't really say any big names. It's just a bunch of small name companies.
Weird.
Wow. Anna Farrow was in it though. Old school.
Yeah. If you look at the names on the cast, It's pretty good.
Oh, Bluth was born in Texas. There we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Texas boy. Yep, knew that. But yeah, no, that movie was adult as hell. And like I said, first cartoon that I heard cussing.
Yes, that's weird.
Yeah, well, it was only like one scene. She's the main female lead, like "damn you," "damn you to hell" or something like that.
So it was like a light cussing, but for back then that must have been like huge.
Dude, for something from 1982, are you kidding me? That was made for kids.
Yeah,
yeah, and then like it was good. I mean, the My Little Ponies movie was also pretty traumatizing. The original one, I don't remember that as much. But I remember whenever like they get corrupted and turned into like black dragons or something like that.
I missed all that. Okay, there's something in that age range where like I just missed that.
You missed that early '90s goodness, dude.
Yeah, like I watched Care Bears as a kid. I remember that.
Care Bears movie. Yeah, the Care Bears movie was not as good as My Little Unicorn.
Yeah, I did grow up one. But I watched up growing all the watched up. I grew up watching all like the Cartoon Network stuff in the morning, all the old school Cartoon Network stuff, Smurfs and all that. All sorts of random. They had one weird one. What was that one weird one? They had like the totem animals. Oh my goodness! There's some cartoon where they were totem animals. I can't remember. It's like a Smurf type show. They had a lot of weird shows back in the day. A lot of weird.
I mean, I probably know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yes, they hid the word sex in The Lion King. There was more than just that, but yeah, there's Disney on their pervy shit.
Oh yeah, like the original castle in Little Mermaid looked like a phallic symbol at some part of it.
No, it flat out had a penis drawn.
Well, yeah, as I'm saying, yeah, but there's a lot of that going on back in the day where just people were just like bored. I guess I don't know.
No, I don't think he's referring to gummy bears. He's referring to something else.
There's just so many shows back in the day. It's like, how did they pump all this stuff out? My goodness.
Well, I'll tell you, if you want to watch something that's incredibly long but kind of interesting, one of the very first Nerdcasts we did was a 90s cartoon Nerdcast where we went over virtually every cartoon we could, and we only got to like 1996.
Oh, wow.
And it was 5 hours. So we were going to do one on the 80s, and we never got it put together. He said totem creatures. Was that a thing, Harry? He capitalized it. Yeah, there was lots of cocaine in these artists.
It's called. I think I just found it. It's called Pawpaws. No, it's something different.
Okay.
Could it be Pawpaws? Hanna-Barbera, Totems. The other thing, Pawpaws.
See, that's something I don't know.
There's just a lot of random cartoon shows back then. It's just like they were all on so much drugs. They're like, let's just make it. Make like 20 episodes. Let's make it.
Shit, they would make like 60 episodes, man.
That is true. Oh, Captain Planet just popped up when I was pulling stuff up. Oh my god, that was just a drug-fueled show right there. He-Man, Mask, Muppet Babies. I remember watching Muppet Babies. That was ridiculous.
Dude, Muppet Babies was my jam back in the day.
Man,
I had one tape of Muppet Babies, and I like ran it into the ground. I seemed like I had one tape of everything, like one G.I. Joe, one Transformers, one Muppet Babies, one. Smurf.
I never watched the G.I. Joe show growing up. It wasn't my thing.
No, you had to be there. It was one of those you had to be there things.
Alvin, Chip and Dale. Oh, the weirdest one I just remembered. Tailspin.
Tailspin was not weird. Tailspin was amazing.
No, but you go from Jungle Book to Tailspin. Yeah. There's no explanation. It's the same characters.
It's just an alt world, dude. It's an alt world. There was no Mowgli.
I know. I'm saying, but it's just how do you?
I'm telling you, dude. Go watch or listen to our 90s cartoon Nerdcast. You will hear things that either you'll go, I remember that, or you'll go, that was a thing.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of research. I had like 5 pages of notes just on that shit.
Wow.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun going over just that stuff. But like 1991 to 1993 was like the best years of afternoon kids television that has ever existed. That's where it was a tail end of Ninja Turtles. There was Batman animated series, the Disney Afternoon, Power Rangers came in 93. X-Men the animated series was in 92 or 93. So like all those things happened within like a 3-year period, and it was amazing.
I think we gotta all agree that Batman is probably one of the best cartoons made in America probably ever. That wasn't like some like regular morning, cartoon BS. Like it was just like
it was an adult show,
dark adult, so adult. And then remember the movie, The Mask of the Phantasm, like
which
that was not a kids' cartoon movie.
No, I never saw it.
Wow,
I know of it. I just have never seen it.
Yeah, it was so many themes in it were so adult, mature, but it was a cartoon. Yep. I mean, gosh, that and Avatar are probably two of the best. The two best like American-made cartoons ever.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Even though Avatar is mostly made by like Koreans that worked for an American company, but that's debatable.
Well, animated by, but it was a
American company show. Yeah,
it was American is a Western animation. We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
American cartoons. Yeah, at the point. Yeah, but no, the early days of Disney Afternoon, where they were all like new-ish things or based off of previous things, they were all better. But Tailspin had a lot of adult stuff even in it.
Yeah, I mean, didn't Baloo have PTSD or something? Remember right? Didn't he have like something to do with flying, PTSD?
He didn't. Other people did. But like one thing they never addressed was that Rebecca's husband died in the war. That's why she didn't have her husband. She was raising her kid alone. He had died in the war, if I remember correctly. And so this is like post-World War I, if I remember correctly, in the series. Because if you remember, the pirates all had biplanes and shit like that.
Yeah,
they were left over kind of from the war, and then you got big like howitzer style cannons and shit like that. So while there was a lot of fun rompy stuff, but then there was like the episode that always stood out to me with Tailspin was with the ghost ship that the captain came to life. Tried to find someone who would go with him, and he hooked Rebecca. So she got so in love and fell under the spell of this ghost captain, she couldn't see what was going on, and she almost left with him. And Baloo is like trying to get her to stop. Obviously, there's always a thing between Rebecca and Baloo, but it was actually she finally remembered her daughter, and when she finally remembered the love for her daughter, she could finally see the ghost captain for what it is, and refused to go with him.
Wow.
So I mean,
it's such a blur to me because like I watched so many of those shows back in the day. I can remember parts of them, but man, that's gosh, there's a lot of just crazy stuff for the day.
Okay, this is a fair point. In one episode, the henchman walk into the room. Batman was there, like with someone else. He just went, closed the door and left. It's like, okay, then. Never mind.
They've actually used that. I think they used that in the Killing Joke movie. Even I think they had one where like he walked in, Batman like shuffling through the room. He's like, "I'm taking off for the night." Like I just no. Yeah. It's like in Keanu Reeves in John Wick 1 or 2. It might have been 1. Like the bouncer. He's like, "You're gonna take off for the night." He's like, "I'm gonna take off for the night." Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wick. Have a good night. Thanks for not killing me. But dude, I just remembered the Godzilla thing, the Godzilla trailer. So did you notice Mecha in that?
Yes. I posted it.
Okay.
I posted all the images.
Nice.
So he's like that's the secret one right at the beginning, but it's the blatant one later in the trailer that it's just you can't miss.
Oh, I didn't notice the blatant. I noticed the secret one in the beginning when I went over the building. I didn't even notice the blatant one. Which part was that?
When they show Ren Sarazawa and it's on the screen behind him.
I'll have to watch it because I must have missed
it. It says batteries. It says basically like batteries charged to maximum. If you saw that on the screen.
Oh, okay.
You literally see the schematics.
That's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. Like, what if the whole first part of the movie, Godzilla's not actually fighting King Kong, but it's just Mecha fighting him? Trying to Godzilla. I don't know. Because in the original Japanese one, I remember it was Godzilla, and it was like attacking people and stuff.
Yeah, the aliens were trying to frame Godzilla.
Yeah. Which my stepdad, who was the giant nerd, had all the Japanese VHSs growing up. So it was always interesting watching like the old Mothra and all that stuff. Some of them were really good, some of them were really bad.
Oh yeah.
Remember when Godzilla Jr., whatever his name was, those movies were so bad. Monster Island.
He had like a couple different sons, technically speaking.
Yeah.
There was Godzuki, there was Godzilla Jr., there was
do you remember the cartoon? Remember the Godzilla cartoon?
The one after the 90s movie? The 98 movie?
No, the original one. They had Godzuki, and he could Godzilla could fly by spinning, and like jumping backwards, he could fly.
Nope, never actually saw that, but I knew of it.
There's like it was almost like a Scooby-Doo type thing, like not Scooby, but they had like a gang of people, like a group of people, and then they had like the kid, which I think it was Godzuki, and he could like fly a little bit. I can't remember, but Godzilla could fly by like throwing himself backwards. It was the weirdest thing.
He did that in the. He did that in one of the movies where he was thrusting it or shooting his stuff one way. I'm trying to find. Where did I post that? There it is. Okay. Let me screen share so you can see that. What are you doing? Hey, my puppy. What are you doing? There, that.
Oh, okay. Now okay. So yeah, that was. How did I miss that? What the heck? You can see the.
It's not on screen for too long. Yeah, you see the feet, you see the legs, and everything like that.
Wow.
Let's see here. Yeah, Hanna-Barbera was good. Rebecca was hot, definitely.
So we already know that Godzilla and King Kong are going to team up at some point, basically.
In theory,
aside the differences.
Well, here's the other thing. From what I heard, after this movie, unless things change, the rights go back to Toho exclusively for Godzilla.
God.
So it's possible that they just kill him. It's entirely possible that they kill him off because they don't have the rights, and then just go forward with the monsters they've created and Kong. It's possible, but that would suck because this Godzilla is good. But that means they could kill him off, and he could be resurrected later, just like he was back in the day, you know. Because technically, later on, Godzilla wasn't even the original Godzilla. He was just upgraded Godzilla Jr. from the remnants of Daddy, you know, that kind of stuff. But in theory, this Mechagodzilla is the brain left over from Ghidorah, from the head. The skeleton of the dead Godzilla, which I believe is called Dagon. And then reinforced with mecha stuff.
So it'd be very easy to see how they could turn it into this Godzilla that we made to do whatever is gone out of control. We need the real Godzilla to help us defeat it, to save us all from our own creation. So.
It's either that or they because there's conflicting things that it's Monarch that did it in secret just in case, or it's Apex that did it because they're the opposite of Monarch, kind of. But given if you go to Apex's Twitter, which I love that Legendary does this, they set up a Twitter account, they set up a Monarch Sciences website to give you stuff to build up to the movie release. But apparently Apex does like security and cyber stuff for people, so it makes sense that that's what they did. And in theory, Ren Serizawa, which is the son of Ishiro Serizawa from the movies, is mad that his dad died to protect Godzilla, so therefore he helped to create Mechagodzilla to take it down, blah, 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 blah. But if they did do that, they literally merged Ghidorah's brain and DNA with the dead body of the previous other Godzilla. Maybe it did regenerate a full body, and then like they did a mecha otherwise.
Wow!
We know it's full metal. Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Because in theory,
spend more time on the monsters, less time on the people.
Well, they have the whole Kong side story, so that's going to be their focus, is all the Kong stuff, and then the battle, and then however Mechagodzilla comes involved. I'm just interested to see how they build out the Hidden Earth. No, what is it called? Hollow Earth. How they deal with the Hollow Earth and the history thereof, and the previous battles between the Godzilla and the Kong species. I guess at some point they fought for who was going to be the alpha, and that's how they ended up on Skull Island. You know, that kind of stuff.
Gosh, that'd be interesting. It'd be nice to have a whole Godzilla verse, kind of the old days. But again, if they lose the rights, who even knows? I mean, what are you doing? Sorry,
the dog's being funny.
Yeah, one she's sniffing the other one's foot. I don't know why she'd be sniffing a foot, but okay, they're all weird.
Because it is what it is.
Yeah, very strange.
I hope they figure something out, because Toho doesn't really have a plan. They got the new anime coming out, which is really weird. And then I think there's some kind of other movie they're doing in the Shin universe. I could be wrong. But like the Legendary Godzilla just needs to be his own thing. It's like, just leave it alone. It doesn't have to deal with your thing. We do it. You get this whatever chunk of money for the name. and we keep doing what we want to do over here because we're doing something good with it.
Japanese companies they don't think normal. Japanese companies they get weird sometimes. It's not even about the money sometimes. It's just like they want things done a certain way. So even for the money, they may not want to do it. It's weird.
Well, even if they're like somewhat involved, we're still using their character. We're using some of their storylines, but we're blending it into the universe we created that they frankly didn't want to do.
Yeah.
The Legendary revived Godzilla as a franchise. Almost nobody would have cared about Shin had 2014 not happened. In the same way, if it came out
in the West at least, yeah.
Yeah, but then the Godzilla anime that happened, the Netflix. Modeled. I dropped again. It's modeled after that. So it's like they need to find a way to coexist and just let it keep going. It's like Spider-Man in Marvel. The fact that they finally ironed that out, And
that looks like we're getting a multiverse. That'll be really nice. If we get a Spider-Man multiverse, hopefully it's not just some like random little flashes and cameo BS. Hopefully they're actually involved in the main story. But Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and this young dude, oh my goodness.
Yeah, not to mention actors from all the different movies and different universes, possibly.
They brought J. Jonah, that was crazy. When they brought Jonah just for that one little bit, that was crazy.
Yep, and he's going to be a part of it. But he's not necessarily the same J. Jonah Jameson.
No.
But it makes sense that in a different universe, he could be the same person, so to speak.
Kind of like how in the Spider-Man PS4 game, he was like a crazy like Alex Jones type with all the internet stuff.
Well, it's the same thing in the Marvel universe. It's basically what he turns into. But I think it's just funny that he went from having the flat top to being bald because he actually lost his hair. So,
hey. Hair loss is not a joke.
I know. I am aware. But the fact that he couldn't keep his necessary flat top.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just because I think it comes out after Doctor Strange 2, right? Did Spider-Man 3?
Doctor Strange, I think it is because it is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So if it comes out after, that'd be a really good segue in. But then I also don't. But then the part of me is like, well, in the last Spider-Man movie, they made a whole thing out of, spoiler alert. Yeah, it's like, there's a multiverse. Like, cool. And it's like, oh, never mind, he was lying.
He was lying. Because he was lying with the information he had. He just made up some bullshit. But then if it turns out he's
really
real,
was a multiverse and he figured it out. I don't know. But like,
just full of shit. But the thing is, it is real. But if it only becomes real because of what happens in WandaVision, which leads into Multiverse of Madness, which leads into Spider-Man 3. So that might be how they change the landscape to being multiversal, And Doctor Strange is confirmed to be in Spider-Man 3, which, given Multiverse of Madness, given we know we have Peter Parkers from different universes, and we have Deadpool somehow.
Gosh.
Well, that's not confirmed in that movie, but for me,
but they did confirm they're making a Deadpool 3, so
in the MCU,
yes, and it is rated R.
Yeah. Okay, so he says 3 leads into Doctor Strange 2, not the other way around.
Okay.
So either way, they kind of go together. But
so what if they pull some BS where it's the very final like post-credit scene is where it shows the other multiverse Spider-Man, and that's the lead into the Doctor Strange movie? What if Toby and Andrew are only in like a 2-minute post-credit thing?
I think they would have brought him in for more than that. Maybe not heavy action.
But they shoot a lot of stuff at the same time these days. Like when the Avengers was going on, they had actors shooting 2 or 3 movies like within like the same period of time.
Yes, but they hadn't started this movie till COVID basically was raging. So there's not a whole lot of coincidental shooting happening.
Well, Spider-Man just started. Oh no, that's Thor. Sorry, Thor started this month.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Love and Thunder just finally started kicking off. Or no, that wasn't Thor. That was
No, yeah, Love and Thunder just started on the 26th. I looked it up the other day for something.
Oh, I thought that was Guardians 3.
I hadn't even heard of that starting yet. I don't even know what's going on with that, because I thought they were waiting until James Gunn was done with all his other stuff he's doing since he's coming back.
Yeah, so he was waiting on Suicide Squad 2 to be done, but that's essentially done. So,
yeah.
I mean...
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully Suicide Squad 2... Oh.
I'm actually looking forward to it. It looks like a significantly better movie.
Unpopular opinion, I didn't really dislike the first one that much. I thought it wasn't a great movie, but like, there's definitely some flaws with the ending. I just think they picked the wrong enemy. I think they picked the wrong villain for that movie.
It should have been Joker.
Yeah, because and Cara Delevingne, she's not a good actress, and then having that weird character where she's like shaking and dancing, it just was not. It was a weird play.
Correction, she is a good actress, put in a bad role.
In a superhero movie, she's not a good actress. Yes.
No, not a good superhero actress.
Her more serious roles she's been in, she's been good. Yeah, yes,
she's been better in better movies.
Yeah,
but like it didn't need Will Smith. I've often said that Will Smith was what killed that movie. Somebody else, anybody else, playing Deadshot, fine.
They could have had a not the typecast, but they could have had Jai White. What's his name? The one dude from the Falcon and all that stuff. The one dude that's always in all the action movies.
Michael Jai White.
Yeah, or was he already in a DC movie? I don't think he's been in a DC movie.
He was in Dark Knight.
Okay, so he's in Dark Knight. Yeah, that's right. He was one of the gangsters.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. He's a pretty good action actor. You know, they could have cast Will Smith.
But but there's different versions of Deadshot.
That's true.
You didn't even have to go with a black actor necessarily.
Oh yeah, I just meant they're trying to like keep at least like a multiracial cast at least. You know, he's a good actor. He's well known. Yeah.
I mean, they already had Asian, they had Hispanic, they had Irish, they had Native American for 5 minutes. So it was a very diverse cast.
Yeah, that was true. Like everyone knew he was in no trailers except for that one little scene. It's like, yeah, that dude's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. But yeah, I mean, they had a couple different versions of him that were good. So I think you're right. I think Will Smith, he might almost have brought too much star power to it too.
No, I think it was just he can't play he can't play someone who isn't Will Smith.
Yeah.
So he's not a character actor. That's the problem. He does deep meaning roles. If he's not doing that, he's just Will Smithing it all over the place.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And that's my problem. He's just Will Smith out there with Harley Quinn.
With guns, yeah.
With guns.
Margot Robbie was pretty good. I mean, they had some good. I don't know. Some of the stuff was good. I liked most of the movie.
Yeah, but everything that you can tell they didn't mess with was good.
Because they did do a bunch of reshoots at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the whole movie, made it funnier. It was the dark, gritty DC universe, and then they said, nope, we got to make it funny because Avengers, or Guardians, basically. It's like, or Thor. Actually, I think Ragnarok came out, and they went, we got to do more comedy.
And now look at Wonder Woman. They overcorrected into the happy-go-lucky version of the movie. He's bright and colorful and cheerful.
Hey, Wonder Woman was fantastic. I have not seen 84, but I haven't heard good things.
I watched literally 30 minutes of 84, and I had to turn it off.
Nice.
I just couldn't do it. It felt like a early 2000s Disney Channel TV movie. The way the intro started and all that stuff, it just felt very corny. Mm-hmm. Just silly, it didn't feel right. I don't know. And everyone I've seen this whole movie said it wasn't good, and it's 2 hours long.
Yeah,
like
the first one's long.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like individual character movies don't need to be that long if they're not doing crossovers. Like if they cut back the Justice League movie so much, but then they're letting the individual movies be so long. It's like why? I don't know. Oh, Justice League. The Justice League's coming out in a couple months, right? In March.
I think they just pushed it back. Actually,
really?
I think they just pushed it back again. But Jerry brought up a good point. Actually, Michael Jai White was tied up on the Flash. He was in the Flash's Suicide Squad. He was Bronze Tiger.
That's right. That's right.
So he couldn't be in the movie because you couldn't have any crossover, which is why
multiverse.
Yeah, now, but it's only allowed one way. It's not the other way. We get movie Flash in Infinite Crisis or Crisis on Infinite Earths, but we can't have TV Flash, who is significantly better in the movies.
So do you remember what happened though with that? You remember the announcement for the Flash movie actor?
Yeah.
The first season, the week the first season came out for the Flash TV show, they announced the movie Flash. Like, how do you smack an actor in the face that hard? I'm like, yeah, we don't care. We don't care about your show. Your show can die. Whatever. This is our Flash. It was so messed up.
And then cast someone who makes no sense.
Yes, and the TV show Flash is really good. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. 5 hour Justice League.
That's what it is. The Justice League is now one long movie instead of series. That was the thing that changed.
Okay, so yesterday they said that it's March 18th. It's officially March 18th as of yesterday.
What day does Godzilla come out?
Oh, I don't even know that.
It's also March.
Uh-oh. Is it that soon?
Yes, they bumped it from May to March.
Stop. May 6th. Oh, that's the old one. That's 2014.
Yeah.
Kong.
I think the 18th or the 28th.
It says May. Oh, that's May. That's the other one. Why does it keep pulling up the old ones? What the heck?
Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah, my Google doesn't want to give me an answer. It keeps giving me the old ones.
Hold on.
Here we go. IMDb. IMDb is usually the best. It says March 31st.
Yeah, so they're both coming out in March.
Wow.
Yep.
It's going to be a big month for movie theaters. We should go invest in some stocks.
Well, they did. No, unless it's GameStop or nothing. The thing is that they said they were going to release all of them on the same day. Every movie for 2021 on the same day. I was like, wow, you guys hate money. It's like
Dune, is Dune coming out then? Oh.
He said Dune got bumped to October.
Yeah, because the guys with Dune were trying to like sue them or whatever over contract issues. Because they didn't find out it was going to be streaming until the same day the rest of us did, and they literally kept blocking them selling it to Netflix for months over claims of losing out on movie sales from the theaters and stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like, "No, we're not going to go theater. We're going to go streaming." They're like, "Well, that's we would have made money off Netflix. Like, what are you doing?"
That's so reactive to a situation they don't even know will be a problem by the time their movies want to come out.
Yeah, but then like you hear Biden was talking about we're gonna have this going on until August. So it's
but I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm not going into it, but
yeah,
there's still safe ways to do things.
Oh no, I've gone to the movies a few times. I've gone to the movies here in Plano a few times. So I like it. I go and it's empty and it's clean and everything's discounted because no one wants to go. They're always like, "Oh yeah, it's half off this." You can go buy an entire theater right now at my movie theater for $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what Jerry just put up. Yeah, they had a whole contract for Netflix, and then HBO or Warner Brothers blocked it.
Yeah, because they wanted to pull all their movies to HBO Max. Yeah,
but they kept saying that their claim though, when they fought the other folks though, was, "Hey, we're going to miss out on too many ticket sales," and they turned around and put it on their own streaming platform. So it's like, no, you just were trying to keep more of the money, and so now that they were getting sued. Last I heard, it's crazy.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, now, I'm interested in the Dune movie because I saw the original and I saw the remake.
Oh, the TV show one, or
the one that came out later with
Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, I actually own that. It's somewhere.
It's like a mini series or something like that.
I had no idea what it was.
Oh, the original movie was interesting for sure. I mean, I'm interested in it. I like it. Have you heard any news about the Gundam movie? Has there been anything come out? I haven't heard anything about that in like months.
Nothing.
Gosh.
I don't even care, if I'm honest. It's going to be bad. Let's just be honest.
As long as it's not that Canadian UPN movie bad. Like that one TV movie one that came out. Have you seen that?
No.
It was on YouTube like a couple years ago, and I watched it all.
No,
and I made myself. It was so bad. The suit was actually pretty good. The Gundam model, like it wasn't good rendering. I mean, the design. Yeah, the G Savior design was pretty good, and they actually made official kits for it. So they got Bandai to make some kits for it, but it was just such a bad. It was like an old UPN. It was a made-for-TV movie. Do you ever watch The Seventh Day back in the day, or any of those old? Well, that's where they had like use the time machine to go back in time 7 days, prevent horrible world disasters and all that stuff.
I knew of it, but I never saw it.
Okay, it just reminded me of that a lot in the film quality, I guess. It felt like a UPN TV movie.
Was it like Sliders? Sliders bad?
I watched Sliders, actually, but yeah, I think I've seen clips of it. It was just very low production value.
Makes
a lot
sense.
of bad acting.
Yeah, of course. Let's see here. They're talking about AMC has been saved from bankruptcy thanks to the meme stock buying. That's funny.
Yes.
Until
it
crashed.
Come Monday, I'm gonna buy some stocks, man. I don't know. I just got approved in Robinhood, so we'll find. Not Robinhood, Webull. I'm not using Robinhood.
Yeah, nobody wants to use Robinhood right now.
No.
They're getting sued. The SEC is in now. It's like you got the SEC and Congress pissed off at Robinhood in the markets. So it's just like.
Well, their claim, which actually sounds kind of too logical, is that they basically didn't have the money to do the transactions. Basically, they had to stop because they didn't have the money on hand to complete the transactions because it kind of takes time to move. So like it's instant on our end because they already have money on hand, but they couldn't.
It's like PayPal. It's imaginary until it really. So that's why they have to borrow $1 billion while shuffling. But the thing is, they didn't stop everyone. They only stopped on the retail level. So that was
only
why.
the buying, not the selling. So it's yeah, and there's too many. That whole thing with the Sentinel is too coincidental. Like, it's just very coincidental that the company that does most of their money movement also is one of the companies taking the biggest hit on it. So I don't know.
Don't put all your money in Dogecoin. That's actually just there as a distraction to get people to take their money out of the stock, so it stops happening.
I heard it's already dropping down again now. I don't know.
It keeps going up and down. I don't. This is why I don't.
Dogecoin's too fake.
Dogecoin is literally a meme. It was a meme that happened. It's never meant to be a real crypto. And the problem is that it's more than quadrupled in like one day because people just started doing it as a meme. But a lot of people are speculating that it was literally to get people to stop doing the GameStop-ery.
Oh, wow.
And go to somewhere else. So literally a distraction. Like, hey, look. They literally like, ooh, look over here.
The guys, it went up to a 1.5 cents. Oh my God, it's quadrupled. Go put your money here. And it's like, oh, sorry guys, we might down 0.5 cent.
Yeah, I don't play the stock.
I have so much bad luck with investments. I just don't even deal with it usually. I'm that guy, like, I'll invest and then immediately drops. Like, oh, my bad. Man, the worst one I lost
2.08. Okay, and crypto makes no sense to me at all. Like it really actually seems like an investment versus a stock, but then it's also meant to be a version of actual currency, except you can't spend like a Bitcoin. You have to spend percentage of Bitcoin. Yeah. It's like, but now the Bitcoin is like $30,000 or something like that, a Bitcoin, whatever it's up to.
Oh yeah, you can buy it. When you go on to buy it, you can buy a percent. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. So it's like you can go on to one of the services. I had one once. This is what makes me mad. I owned a piece of a Bitcoin and I sold it, and I should have done that. It wasn't a lot, but like it'd be like times 10 in value right now.
Time in the market, not timing the market. That's funny. We just get random people like Oliver Ponder just wandered in. Hi, I don't know you. Hello. Coob Views. Good night. Hello. If Doge hits dollar, not only society collapse, it'll prove I live in a cartoon world. Yeah. I mean, realistically, they're just monetizing the power of memes. That's all it's come down to.
Well, here's what I messed up. I bought about like $800 in Bitcoin back in 2014, and then I ended up selling it because like it was spiking at the time. Everyone was like, "Oh, you should get it," and then like it dropped again. I got like paranoid and sold it. So when I bought in, a Bitcoin was worth $1,000, probably like $800 or $900. Now it's, oh my God, man, that'd be 40 grand right now. Holy crap! Oh no, it's lower now. It's lower again. Either way, I should have kept it. I should have just put the $800 in there and forgot about it.
Huh. So I was looking at the instructions for my Tekkaman because I didn't know what some of these parts were. That's interesting. Huh.
Oh, I should get my Bitcoin.
See, now you're all about doing that.
Yeah, it's too late now. It's too late now. I ain't spending 30 grand to buy Bitcoin.
So wait, okay? I'm gonna have to translate this. That says left. That says right. But it's the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to translate that because that makes no sense.
Oh, a model kit you're working on?
Well, it's not a model kit. It's the Tekkaman figure that I got.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Just adding the little parts and such. So,
dude, have you seen the new Gundam kits? They got them all translated now. That's throwing me off.
Have I seen? No, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you mean. Not like I've built any kits in the last 2 years.
Hey, maybe you're building old ones. I don't know.
Dude, they started translating them back in IVO season 2.
Okay, see, I was building older kits. I don't know.
Nearly 3 years ago.
Gosh.
That's how long they've been translating them.
I've only owned one blue one blue square kit.
They were still red square.
All the red square ones I had weren't translated until they bought
not
blue.
All. I mean, it's been a minute, but they started doing it before they went blue square.
I just never got those ones then. All the ones I had at the time that were red square, they had the Japanese. So I don't know. I just didn't get those kits, I guess. But
I mean, those you don't need to translate. Let's just be honest. But this is like very specific, like instructions on like what goes to where and why. So that's just what I need to translate. What percentage of Bitcoin is a Marvel Legend? Like 0.0002%.
gosh, Bitcoin.
He's a lurker. Hello. Okay. Did some gunplay YouTubing as well a long time ago, kind of ASMR-ish build videos nowadays, not so much. Yeah, what's up with the ASMR builder videos now? I don't understand.
Goes to B4, put vertically. Like, how do you even do that? Is it just the noise?
I think it's the noise of the building. Like, there's
Okay.
nothing said. It's not really a review so much as a build video.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen the ones where they're literally just snapping. Like, they will, like, cut and then, like, snap, you know. I think that's what it is.
Wow. Just put the microphone all the way down by the table. Just put it right down there. Can you hear me, guys? No. Oh, man.
Leg throbbing.
Whoa.
I said leg.
Uh-huh.
You're the one who aimed your mic that way.
First off, don't talk about how I aim my mic. You know?
Hey, I also used to point my mic downward.
Oh, man.
Well, like I like mine vertical. For some reason, I used to do it that way. I now very inconveniently point mine vertically, which makes it awkward to maneuver. But you got a better boom than I do.
Oh, yeah, my arm, it seems to be better this way than vertically, so that's just how I've done it. But mine's it has different directional options. So I haven't noticed any issues recording with it, at least. But
no, you sound fine.
Yeah, it's been going pretty well. I've done some YouTube videos with it. I've done some interviews and stuff with it, so it's been working pretty well.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Getting mine was the biggest change in doing the Nerdcast and everything else.
Oh, man.
The early ones where I was just using my phone. Oh my god, those were so bad audio quality.
Yeah, I started planning out doing like a YouTube channel like a few months back. And I was like, I gotta get a good microphone because it's like that's my big thing. And then I got the Black Ice whatever Yeti one, so it's been working well.
Yeah,
working well. I hate my voice though. I hate my voice, so there's that.
Nah, you're fine. You're fine.
Nah, man.
Hey, for the first time you and I got to actually sit down and talk, it's been perfectly good.
Oh, it works. I just hate my voice. That's all.
No, I'm saying the people are enjoying your voice, I believe.
Oh yes, my soothing voice.
Yes, it's very soothing.
That is always the fun thing. The first time you hear your own voice. When I first started getting recorded for work back in the day, and you're like, "Is that how I sound?"
I was doing videos. I was doing videos, but like in school, I would have to do recordings for things.
Oh.
You know. So I got used to hearing my own voice a lot, and now having done this for going on 5 years, like I get tired of my own voice, but it's not like grating. But I can hear it like when I've done a podcast for way too long and my throat, starts getting weak because I ran out of water or whatever like hours ago. Sorry, I just realized I'm still screen sharing. There we go. It wasn't on the screen, but it's still up. But like hearing the audio quality change when I use a different mic or I use only my phone or I have the wrong thing selected, that bothers me more than doing like this.
Okay. See, I used to be in the car business for a long time. I was a finance guy, so I had to start watching videos of myself.
Okay.
So I used to do. I was the finance guy. We had the camera in the office,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to watch those back when I was like my early 20s. So I kind of got used to it, but I still hate it. But it's always very interesting. You're like, is that how my head looks from that angle? It's not going bald, and you start seeing your head from that angle on the camera on the steel, and you're like, is that me? I have hair though. Like, what's good? Or you're like, is that how? Like, is that how I look that round? I'm not playing.
That happened to me because it's not even because for the longest time I was only shooting basically this frameage, or not on camera at all, and then I started getting on camera for things, and then I'm like, ooh. Like my first reel in the kitchen video, normally I have a good profile shot, and I'm like, holy shit, I need to lose weight. But that's like a couple months ago. I'm doing, because now I open all my like figures and stuff. I start out at the desk, like open it first, so the camera's decently far back, and then I can just start seeing what's been happening to me over the last couple months of not working out. I'm just like, yep, I got to start doing more again because this is getting embarrassing. So I start trimming up the camera a little bit, and just like.
Dude, the easier thing is diet first, because I'm down 60 pounds.
Dieting's a hard part in this household. working out is easier because I can eat the same, but as long as I actually start doing something, I'll start dropping weight.
Okay.
I lost 7 pounds in a week without really changing my diet, just drinking more water, cutting out Cokes at least for that week, and working out 3 days, going for walks the other couple days, and then one hard day of physical work, and I lost 7 pounds easy.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a diet, like I can working out. I'm lazy, but I've lost 60 pounds in about 6 months. So it's like,
oh wow,
just food. Just I almost died. So I was like, I started making some lifestyle change. I was diabetic, so I got diagnosed with diabetes, and they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna die. I was like, oh
yeah.
They're like, you could die any day. You could die tomorrow. I was like, oh.
See,
so
dieting isn't a hard thing on my side. It's because there are 2 of us. It makes it a little harder. Getting her to exercise is nearly impossible. I don't want to talk bad about her by any means, but it's. I have tried for many years to get her to work out with me, at least go on long walks, and sometimes it's easier than others, and then the rest of it's like pulling teeth. You know, I literally started working out in front of her to motivate her, and it finally worked. And then we bought like workout equipment. We started watching videos, on YouTube to actually get us going. And then it got to the point where she wouldn't do anything, and so I just started doing it on my own. I'm just like, look, I have to lose weight, or else I can't work, because DOT has certain BMI index.
Oh wow.
So you can't be above 40%, and I'm always 39. Except for the 1 year I was 41, and they would not sign it over until I lost weight.
Wow.
So I literally was not allowed.
The whole BMI thing is BS anyway for the most part. So it's just like, it's a weird system. But yeah, that's crazy. You're always on the edge.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, it's because because I stayed at between 235 and 245 for about 6 years.
Okay.
Like I would balloon up to like 245. And then that was just constant work at my job. Like, didn't matter what I ate, didn't matter what I drank, I could party, whatever. Because of the sheer amount of physical work I was doing, I would not gain weight, except for like holidays.
Okay.
Or vacation. And then as soon as I stopped doing that, because it nearly killed me, I put on 40 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So depression.
How tall are you?
Used to be 5'11". Now I'm a little bit shorter.
Okay.
Several back injuries and neck injuries. Maybe a slightly shorter person.
Okay, so you're built like me, because I'm 5'11 and a half, and I was 278, and now I'm down to like 220. But yeah, I usually hovered around 240-ish a lot.
If I could get to the 220s, I would be so happy.
Dude, it feels so weird. I need to get down I want to get down to 210 now, but yeah, it's the back pain, just the lack of back pain is crazy.
Yeah. I've definitely tried that, Oliver. The hard part is apparently our couch has its own gravitational pull. So it like latches her in, and she's unable to move. Like, she has a much more active job now, so I can't talk shit. She used to basically just sit at the desk all day. So there's, no excuse to not work out, but tired. But now she literally does have a job where she's on her feet virtually all day, some desk work, but always on her feet. So it's a little bit different, but getting her to eat right is harder and I control the food for the most part. I do all the cooking. So if I wanted to cook healthy, we could do that. I'm drinking more water, even though I'm drinking beer right now. But she had a horrendous cramp the other night in her leg. And she realized, I was like, did you drink any water today? She's like, I drank a little at lunch. I'm like, it's like, you're massively dehydrated. Her whole leg was cramping for like 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so I made her chug a huge glass of water and take a couple painkillers real quick, and then eventually loosened up.
Yeah, water is definitely the big thing. I've been water only. I didn't drink a lot of soda, but I drank enough. But like now, I've been water only for the 6 months basically, and I don't drink anyway. I'm sober, so Like I only drink water. That's all I drink. Period. No caffeine, no coffee, no soda, no alcohol. So yeah, that definitely made a huge difference for sure.
Yeah.
Water. I mean, it's so different. But yeah, dude, once you start dropping it, I mean, the back, your waist, it all feels so much better. Only sucks having to throw out clothes and buy new clothes.
Well, I look forward to fitting into some of the clothes I still have. Unfortunately, I have shirts that I bought recently that no longer fit, or they were the wrong size when I bought them that I'd love to be able to wear.
So you picked up the COVID-19. So that's what you did. That's the new thing. Like instead of the college 20 or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, that's hilarious. The COVID-19. That's funny. But you got to think, my job has never changed, so I've never been off due to COVID. It's like my only thing is that when I come home and I eat lunch and then I crash on the couch for a few hours, that's when I start really gaining it back. But if I come home, I eat lunch, and then I instantly get onto videos or laundry or whatever, then it makes a difference for me.
Yeah.
So
it can be hard. I mean, you're doing a lot of stuff from home. You're always working on some project or something like that. It can be hard for sure. I mean,
I have to force myself to get up so I'm not sitting for hours on end. So like editing can take hours. Shooting videos. I can be in the same spot for 2.5 hours, never get out of the chair. So I'll force myself to get up, go get something out of the kitchen, go run to the mailbox, something.
Yeah.
Even now I use it as an excuse. So because most of my job is sitting and driving the truck, I'll stop at Walmart and go shop for 15 minutes. So basically walking around Walmart, I am looking for things, but most of the time I'm not coming up with anything. So I actually, instead of just sitting on my ass all morning long, I get up and I walk, 100 steps or something like that. But there was a time at work last year because I was working Saturday early morning, and it was a 5-hour shift of straight hard labor on my feet.
Wow. And
there was one Saturday I could barely walk when I got home. Like my legs were doing this, but I finally got home. And so that evening I went, let me go check my Samsung Health. Between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m., I did 15,000 steps. So in 5 hours, I did more steps than they think you should do all day. And that was only the first 5 hours of my 11-hour day. Yeah. So I was like, no wonder I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
But I was losing weight. I was drinking way more water, and I was super active. But since that ended before Christmas, I put the weight back on. And because since Christmas, sweets, things I shouldn't be drinking, all this stuff.
That's where for me, I've noticed I do better with the diet weight loss because I don't have to keep it up physical fit. Like if I work out, weight drops even faster. Yeah. I've gotten down weight very quickly from just working out twice a week. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. But like when I start working out, I gain it right back. At least with the food, you kind of know, hey, as long as I don't eat a bunch of bread and a bunch of carbs and stuff like that, it's a little easier to keep it off. I feel like it took longer though. It took longer. I used to be able to lose. I could lose about 50 pounds in 3 months from working out twice a week. Mm-hmm. But like the diet took twice as long. But I feel like it's gonna be easier to maintain because I don't have to like keep going to the gym. Now I just need to start working out. If I start working out,
because it's a mental change versus a physical one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something, changing your diet, changing the way you eat, changing the way you think about food makes the bigger difference than just hitting the gym 3 days a week.
Yeah.
It's going to
keep up to a certain degree. You have to be active physically. So at least I need to start incorporating that though, because I've lost so much. I'm down to 219, but like I need to start. I haven't worked out at all in 6 months. Yeah. I haven't gone to the gym once because all the COVID stuff.
Yeah, just the diet.
Yeah, so I just need to start working out. I can get down like 205, 210.
I couldn't even imagine. I haven't been that way since high school.
I have nothing that fits. This is loose on me, and I bought this 6 years ago. Yeah. Like when I was kind of lost weight before. This is my lowest I've been in my adult life.
Yeah.
And I had to throw out 3 full trash bags. I donated it, I should say, not threw it out. 3 full trash bags of clothes. None of my suits or dress shirts fit. I have one pair of dress pants that fits like snug. Everything else is loose.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. It's crazy, but it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. You'll get there, man. I mean,
if I had, so I was at my highest weight last year. Maybe it was 2019. I think it was 289.
okay. So I was 278 last year at the end of the year.
But I was in the 270s for a long time. It was the first time I started really reaching up to 300. And I could feel it and I could see it. So then I started working out, started eating a little bit better. I mean, a little bit, cutting out junk food, cutting out Cokes, reducing sweets, because that's my problem, realistically. Cokes and sweets, my biggest problem.
Do sugar free. I've heard people talk bad about it, but like sugar free, I love sugar free Hershey's and Reese's.
Interesting.
I've heard people talk about dietitians talking about if you eat too much, though, it can mess up your gut. Like you start having stomach issues. But don't eat like a whole bag at once, of course.
I have switched to like the Pepsi and Mountain Dew Zeros.
Okay.
Presumably
have you tried Mio? Have you tried Mio?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it anymore. I did it for years.
The trick I learned recently is doing it with sparkling water.
Yeah,
it tastes very different for me.
I started buying the diet sparkling waters.
Oh.
So I drank those instead of Cokes, and then I realized I was drinking those nearly constantly because I don't think it's entirely like what is it, like saccharin or the other stuff, the other artificial sweeteners, but like something about it was making me drink them way too much. Almost like diet sodas do, but like I don't get that when I drink a zero versus a diet.
Okay.
But
I switch. I always either have like a Dickies cup, go to Texas, with water, or I'm like sparkling bottle. I kind of alternate, so it's like, but the sparkling, I don't know, for me at least, 'cause I'll take sparkling and I'll squeeze the Mio into it. It feels almost like I'm having soda again. I don't know, something mentally it helps me. Oh wow,
yeah, it's like soda. It's basically like a Soda Stream,
yeah. I mean, Soda Stream, but the pricing on it, I was like, I don't know. I can go buy like a 6-pack of Perrier for like $4. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically, you're just taking sparkling water and adding flavor. So, I mean, it's the same difference. But no, it's just the way I look at it. If I go back to switch back to like some sparkling diet waters instead, along with some Propel, because I like the electrolytes and stuff.
Okay.
And eliminate Cokes for like a month. Then I bet I'd be more on track, combined with working out again.
Yeah.
Obviously, bad weather really also affects things. Because I was just going for like 3-mile hikes, doing like 40 quick push-ups and quick standing ab workouts and stuff like that, and it was making a difference. Yeah, nothing.
Every little bit helps. Every little bit adds together, for sure, man.
I did one of those exercise band workouts. Holy shit, that kicked my ass. One of the first exercises was where you stand on it and you lift up, so it's like working your tris and your lats basically. And the second time I did this, it snapped and hit my bare foot. That hurt, dude. Like it took me down. Like even to this day, it's hurting. Like I think it like bruised the nerve permanently in my foot because it still hurts, and that was months ago. I mean, you got to think it's basically a medical tube strapped and just at full extension snaps you in the foot. But I did that on my own. I was like, we bought these things. We've almost never used them. I'm going to find a good video. And it's like, okay, this one seems to apply to what I need, mostly standing and ground, ab and core workout, basically, and that's really where I need the work. Legs and arms are okay, but the core needs a lot, especially with my back problems. And then I did that. It was like a 45-minute one, and I barely made it to 35 minutes, and I was dying. I was like, I skipped the last couple without the bands, and I felt it for days. I'm like, okay, if I do that once a week, combined with like a good cardio, and then go do my walks and stuff like that, and it's like I'll drop weight quick. And
the cardio I got to get up to when it gets warmer, because I'm in Dallas. It's still been like 30 and 40 a lot. It's driving me nuts. A lot of rain still, but like my old place, the gym was only open business hours.
Yeah.
But guess who works business hours? Someone who has a job. It's like so like they we open from 8 to 5. I'm like, yeah, I work from 8 to 5. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I can't work out. So like, I refuse to pay for membership, man. Those are things. Those places are. So this new place I just moved. There's open 24 hours. So I just got to start going to it until it warms up. Get on the treadmill at least, run a few miles, something. But
see, the way I looked at it, and this was the thing, she wanted to join our local Planet Fitness, and I'm like, baby, if you can prove to me you can work out at home for like a month, then I'll let you join the gym. But I'm not going to let you pay to not go to the gym.
That's how they make most of their money, though.
I know, and that's why I won't do it. It's like, even if it's a freebie thing, like, because you could bring a partner with you for free. It's just like, yeah, but if you never go, then it's a waste of money. Yeah. If you won't do it at home for free, when you don't even have to worry about being embarrassed in front of people, then you're not going to do it somewhere public. Like, now, if I get a trainer that can actually help me with my specific issues, then it's worth it. But if I can't even get myself to do it, if I can't get myself to motivate to do it at home when I can work at my own pace, then I'm probably not going to do it in public at someone else's pace. That's the way I looked at it. It's like, if I can get myself to this level, then I can go to this level and make it worth it. Because if I can't commit hard enough, then I'm not going to commit money to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and just be careful if you do get one. Make sure to check those trainer contracts. The trainer contracts are sketchy sometimes. Yeah,
no, for sure. But that's why I like the videos we do. It's called HasFit. It's on YouTube. They've got thousands of videos, for every type of person, every type of exercise you want to do. What they need, maybe I need to look at it, see if they have playlists that are specifically like, do this 30-day playlist, if you want to lose 10 pounds, whatever. If they didn't do that, they're missing out. But I think they do that. But like, part of me looks at it like, after I do a thing and I look at my info after the fact on Samsung Health, the miles I went, the pace I went, what's my heart rate at, stuff like that. It becomes a goal kind of situation. That motivates me a little bit. Like, okay, I went this far yesterday, I'm gonna go a little bit further today. So they just finished the sidewalks around here, like middle of last year, so we can actually do a loop. It used to be you'd have to walk on the road or in the grass half the time, but now the sidewalk is complete. So you can actually do a full circuit, which is just over a mile and a half. Or what I do, go all the way to the end and then double back. So I nearly get 3 miles.
That's there's a bike trail over here. I was going for a while on my bike. It's kind of like that. It's like like just over a mile, but it would end, and you had to like turn your bicycle around and go back the other way.
Yeah,
which is fine until like that. You finished like a half lap, and you're like that dead. Like, oh my god, I gotta get all the way back to the beginning just to get home.
Yep.
So now I live closer to that. I live much closer to that now.
Yeah. Well, see, we're right down the street from a park that has a nice track, assembled. So they got mile markers along the sidewalk path. And so, if you started here and you go all the way around, you get a full mile, And then there's extra sidewalks, so you can change it up a little bit. There's elevation changes, and there's other things. So we would walk down to the park because it was half a mile. And then we'd do the thing and we walk back, and then we started driving to the park. And then we'd do less laps. And then we'd drive back home. It's just like, but now once I said the sidewalk is complete, so it's super easy. And it's a good elevation change. It's like a good 40 foot elevation change from top to bottom. So, it's some uphill and then downhill, and I can go at a good pace. She can't, so that's the problem.
You're down near Houston, right?
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, but like the last time we did a really hard workout, she like came home and started throwing up because of the heat. Like, that's bad. We walked to the grocery store one day, got groceries, threw them in the backpack, and walked back. So we were hard at it for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, there was one day I was like, we should just pack up and get everything we need that's not frozen and literally walk the cart back. Because then we can actually have to push it uphill and everything, like actually get some exercise. She's like, I'm not going to bring home a cart. I was like, come on.
People think we're homeless. I was like, no, they won't. We're pushed into a home.
No. I actually had somebody think I was homeless one day when I was out for a walk. I was like, I wasn't even out for a walk. I dropped my car off to get new tires, and I walked to GameStop, which was like a mile away on the same stretch of road. And a lady pulled over. It's like, here's some food. I'm like, I'm not homeless.
Like when you're at a certain age and you're just walking places, like, oh no, he's just young. He doesn't have a car. He doesn't have money for gas. Even and then you break that age, you're like, oh man, they must be no job, no home, no medical.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, as I'm in jeans, a hoodie,
You're like, I'm wearing all new nice clothes. Like, no, it's fine.
Like,
take the money. You're like, oh,
maybe, but just give me food.
Moment of truth. Did you take the food?
No.
Okay. Or you like, let me see what you got.
Well, I know there was like a banana and some type of sandwich, but I'm like, they clearly do this.
Okay.
But like, it was weird, and they were going to be holding up traffic. They literally stopped on the side of the road to hand this to me.
I used to have a friend that she ran like a whole homeless outreach thing, and they'd always have like all the little bags pre-made up, all the Ziplocs be pre-put together with the water and the fruit and the chips, and it'd all be pre-arranged. So
it had to have been that type of situation, but I'm not just going to take a bag of food from somebody.
Yeah.
Money, I would have been like, oh, cool, and then just keep walking and go to GameStop.
That's beer money.
Wow. But yeah, no, that was like great. I look homeless. What does that say? All right, but it is getting late. Everybody's ducking out.
Good, man. Unless you're about to bring that up yet, it's almost midnight Central Time.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I'm off tomorrow.
Man,
but everybody's ducking out. It was fun just to be able to hang out and talk to people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I like this format under normal circumstances, the 15-minute thing, because it's a quick, like, people got to think, you got to get in, you got to get out. And then usually it's first person gets to hang out and the last person gets to hang out. Everybody in the middle, that's a 15-minute thing. So I'm going to try to do these more often again. And now that I can stream to all of my channels, maybe it'll turn out some interesting stuff.
Nice.
But this was fun. I can't believe it's taken us this long to actually talk.
It's weird, right? It's weird. So we're in the same group, even though we got a couple 100 miles away from each other. I guess we're a little distance, but yeah. Man, I'm down.
I'm actually going to be up in Dallas on the 12th.
Nice.
But I'm going to be meeting up with a friend coming to Texas for a vacation. We're going to go toy hunting. I'm going to take the day off work to drive to Dallas and hang out with my buddy to go toy hunting.
When you going toy hunting? Where is the toy hunting up here? I don't know, like vintage toy, Dallas vintage, or?
Yeah, there's a couple vintage places and things like that. But apparently, the only one that I knew of that I'd gone to is closed now, so that's sad. That was the Lost Toys, and they were pretty cool.
That's what I worry about when I go to Japan next time. Is I wonder how many businesses can we go on, because the biggest arcade shop in Tokyo closed down. So I wonder how many little niche Gundam shops I used to go to over there are gonna be just gone.
There ain't no telling, man.
Yeah, man. But I'm down. I'll
Did you hear the latest sad statistic out of Japan this week?
The suicide rate?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard this week's, but I know it's been up and up and up.
The suicide rate in Japan has now exceeded the deaths due to COVID.
Wow.
Due to COVID.
Yeah.
So literally the lockdowns and everything in Japan has caused more suicides than COVID deaths.
I mean, the shut-in rate is already crazy. The amount of shut-ins they have over there. It's like a whole, was it Hikiri or what it's called? There's like a whole term for it. For like 20-something and up-year-olds that just don't even leave their room. Like, it's just literally, it's a thing. And the families just let them stay there, and they pay for everything because they don't want to be homeless. So you have all these 20 and 30-year-olds that like never had a job, never had a girlfriend, never been on a date. Yeah. And imagine if what little human contact they had, so they couldn't even have that human contact. They're the ones who did come out of the room occasionally. They can't even go to like an internet cafe or nothing. It's just gone. It's crazy. That's
crazy that the world is so depressed due to the way we've handled this.
Yeah. That
more people are killing themselves or dying due to starvation or other things than the disease is potentially actually going to kill. And if we continue that route in this particular country, it's going to go that way too.
Well, Japan, I don't know if you looked it up, the birth rate is already lower than the death rate.
Yeah, same everywhere across the world. Across the world, the birth rate has dropped.
Oh no, I'm saying in Japan they have a negative birth rate, like on record.
No, that's what I'm saying. Everywhere across the world.
Really?
There is,
except for the U.S. We keep pumping them out.
No, even in the U.S. because young people are having babies less, despite what TV would tell you. Yes, because there's a bigger push to not just go out and have sex with everybody. So,
which is actually smart, but still.
Yeah. So like we went through like a decade or two of like go out and screw everyone.
Idiocracy levels, yeah.
have babies at 17, and then now it's like people are waiting longer to have sex, and we're getting more incels. Not as an insult, I'm just literally saying that's what they are. You know, guys are having sex less, or women are actually holding out. The college-age girls are no longer hooking up with college-age guys. They're actually picking up dudes who are older and graduated, have money, have a job, have a house. So they're hooking up with them instead of college-age guys. So people are having sex later in life now due to that, and people are smarter about birth control to some degree. God. So the birth rate is actually dropping, and the death rate is obviously skyrocketing.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Supposedly the death rate is skyrocketing. It's shifted. This one particular thing is taking all the deaths where other things were taking it before. Heart disease still killed more people than COVID in the last year. Millions versus thousands.
Yeah, some of those stats are a little wonky, but man, it's just a weird time. Like I said, hopefully the next time I go to Japan, I'll hit you up for sure when I go. I'm going like the second like I can like leave the country again.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah, as long as it's wintry. The only thing that sucks is like if it gets finished right before summer, which I don't think it will at this rate. It's already February on Tuesday or Monday, or whatever, but
it'll drop significantly.
Yes, my thing is like I would never go to Japan in the summer. It's so hot and there's no air conditioning.
Spring or winter.
I always go winter. I always go either, I always go like either between November through the end of March when I do go.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. First of all, there's this answer.
Hikimori. Okay, there we go. Hikikomori. Hikikomori.
It's already decided that romance isn't worth the noise.
That's my little sister's 18, and she was going like 2 dates with some guy. I'm like, no, he's too clingy. Now I don't like it. It's like, what? Like she has no interest, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with my little sister being like a nun. I'm okay. Let's do that. It's good.
Once again, that's a whole generation that will have less kids.
My sister doesn't even have a car. She doesn't even have a license, and she's 18. She's in college.
Yeah, but
my parents have been trying to get her a license for 2 years.
But like 8 years ago, an 18-year-old was probably on her second kid. In a lot of places. Maybe that's just where I live. Small camp. I said, think about that. Like 8 to 10 years ago, 18-year-olds were probably on their second kid.
Oh yeah.
Or you had
20-year-olds that were younger than me. I'm 30. I'm 32. Am I 32?
I knew I knew 30-year-olds who were on their third marriage. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
to me, I ain't been married yet. I ain't a kid. I've had relationships, not but I'm just very careful. I don't have accidents. So no kids out there. Thank God. All my exes, they've had kids already. Every one of my exes has had a kid and been married or engaged or whatever. And I'm like, not with me.
Same here.
Gosh.
Well, technically, one of my exes already had kids and she was fixed, so we couldn't have kids anyway, so it didn't matter.
I was going to say fixed. It's like it sounds so like my dad is fixed. In case anyone didn't, my dad's fixed, so he loves when I say that.
There you go.
It's not the same thing, man. But it was great being on here, dude. Like I said, I'll keep an eye out whenever you do this again. Let me know whatnot if I'm available. I'm definitely happy to jump on. It's fun.
I'll post about it. It'll be a Saturday. I like doing live streams on Saturdays and Sundays.
Nice.
Because those are the easiest days to do it. Actually, I have a whole box of my childhood. I might do a live stream tomorrow unboxing it.
Fun.
I don't even know what's in that box, but I got it from my mom's. But
if there's Pokemon cards, I call dibs. So let me know if you want to sell them.
I do have Pokemon cards. They're actually in my closet over here. They're all first and second run. Nothing important. Just a lot of basic bullshit.
Hey, I will tell you before we get off, even the first edition like common cards can be worth some good money. So just protect them. As weird as it sounds, some of those first edition ones go for hundreds of dollars in the PSA grade, hundreds.
They I'd have to look and see what I even still have, but they're in the same card binder? That I've had for forever. But guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I know we straggled some here at the very end. I appreciate everybody who came on. It was good talking to Dude Dog. I hadn't talked to him in a long time. Obviously, Jerry and Thomas, good friends. I always talk to them. And then finally getting able to talk to Mr. JT here for the first time in years of knowing him, so to speak. But like, subscribe, do all the things, regardless what channel you're watching this on. If you're watching this on the Facebook, make sure you hit the like button and the follow button over there, because that's fun. I have so much crap coming out. Got Transformers, I've got action figures, I've got kits I need to review, and a lot of stuff for the Patreoneers. They've got a whole lot of crap. Everything I've been getting lately, they see first. So I literally have like a laundry list of stuff for the Patreoners to watch. So it's a lot of fun. And I got to do music reviews for the third channel. So that'll be great. But guys, y'all have a good night, good weekend. Until next time I see you, remember as always, to keep on nerding and to keep on building, and let's keep building this community together. Because it's kind of falling apart. Good night, y'all.